What's good, what's good, what's good, family? It's your boy, the Wall Street Trappin, man. Welcome to another episode of Trappin Tuesday.
Bye, Nate.
Oh, God.
Some other time.
Oh, we got everything going.
I really need this money, Nate.
Oh, we needed that money. We needed that money. All right, man, so listen. Man, we are so thankful for you all letting us into your living room, letting us into your car, letting us in, while you on break at work. We just appreciate that, man, because without each and every one of you, there is no Trappin Tuesdays, man. So from the bottom of my heart, from my team heart, we just want to say thank you. We want to say that you are appreciated. And our goal each and every week is to help you get one step closer to legacy, is to help you navigate the turbulence of the market and let you just have that aha moment that you are the architect of your family's last name, man. So for that, we just want to salute y'all, man. Let's go. Y'all know, man, each and every week, we are so honored, we are so privileged that you take the time out your day to spend 3 hours with us, right? That's right, 3 hours with us after a long day, after so much turmoil and so much controversy and so much just what a day can bring on, right? So I want to, from myself and my team, we just want to say we appreciate y'all. We just want to say, man, we love y'all, and we are honored to be a part of your life, whether you're in your living room. You know, Jose like to watch, the TV, you on the TV, that's Jose's special right there. You know what I'm saying? But for me is, if you're in the car, if you're at work, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, man, I just want you to know, thank you, we appreciate you. We're gonna give you a round of applause for that, for sure. I wanna start off today with something that I thought about this weekend. And it was, the market isn't just for a chosen few, it's for those who are called. It isn't just for a chosen few. It is for those who are called. I noticed something about life, man. We can have this idea of what we want life to be like, and we can have the slightest idea of how we gonna get there. I've learned that the dream that we have is what we incubate. But our destiny, it is what has always been predetermined. And a lot of times what we do is we gravitate to our dream, but we are pulled to our destiny. And there's this thing that is fighting us because we don't understand why we're being pulled one way when we truly want to go another. This is not for the crowd. This is not for the masses. This is not for the multitudes of people. This is strategically for the called. The people who decide that safety and security is stagnation. The ones who understand that comfort is a cage. The ones who have adopted the ideology that fear has an ingredient that paralyzes us. But to go a little further than that, faith has a superpower that fear can never hold. That's a mighty heavy weight. And not only are you making this declaration, but you are now deciding to do it with a tool that was never taught to you, wasn't designed for you, and yet you have the audacity to say, this is the tool that will change the game. I want you to understand how far-fetched that is. I want you to understand how delusional that is. You are not going to just succeed on your own. You are going to change the whole narrative, the whole design, the whole structure of your family with a game that was not taught to you, that was not designed for you. And if I'm being real with you, depending on your ethnic group, you were actually the first version of the tool used to trade. But you're gonna use that. So when you make that declaration, I need you to understand that that type of talk, that type of freedom that's envisioned, it comes with a cost. And the thing about freedom is, it is always looking to be, watch this, evicted. Ronald Reagan said something that was so dope. He said that we are always one generation away from losing our freedom. So when you say you are the person that will change the dynamics of your family, you're saying, not will I just change it, but I'm gonna put some tools in place for the next generation so they not evicted. And for the next generation so they not evicted. When you make that bold statement, I need you to understand that freedom comes with a cost, and you gotta be willing to pay the price, not just once, but generationally. Yeah. Keep going. Because you know where quitting gonna put you at. The same place everybody else at. I promise you, if you take a step outside your front door and just look around, you're looking at 99% of quitters. When you go to your job and you looking at it, you like, damn, how many people here done quit? And I ain't saying they quit because they're on a job. I'm saying they quit because they not improving. Like, damn, like ain't no unicorns around me? Like, ain't nobody willing to go. I ain't saying quit the job. I'm saying, how do we make this shit better? How do I be so great at what I'm doing? I make everybody around me say, hey, I got to step it up a notch. Market recalibration. How do you be the person in your family that make everybody in the family like that? My cousin texted me the other day, bro. He told me something so phenomenal, man. He texted me my little cousin. I should call him my little big cousin because he's bigger than me. He said, say, cuz, I just want to tell you, and you everything our family been missing. He said, before you, man, we really ain't had nothing to aspire to. We really ain't had no goal. We really ain't had no vision. We really ain't had nothing to look up to. He said, but bro, you got my mama spark. That's why we doing this. You got me. That's why we done started another company. He said, bro, you gave us everything we needed. You did your job. I said, damn. And in my mind, look what I said. Wait till they see the next level. Unicorn behavior, market recalibration. Don't get so comfortable where you at right now, you ain't willing to get recalibrated so you can get a next version of you, be the best version of you. When your family looking at you, man, like, do they look at you like, yup? Like, bruh setting a tone up. Man, she's setting a tone up. Man, they changing the trajectory. Oh, I can see it now because of, when they look at you, they just like, yup. Did y'all just talk shit for the 4th of July? Did y'all just eat chicken and talk? How many times for the 4th of July you like, hey, these options popping right now? If you're in a Patreon group, you went into the 4th of July with a nice day. How many times you talk to your people about investing during the 4th of July? That weekend you was off. How many charts you pulled up? How many times you said, I'm in Anguilla, like, my girl like, babe, I'm like, hey. I gotta get the chart time in right quick. I just need an hour to a chart time. Come on. Market recalibration. Market recalibration. What we doing in those moments when nobody ain't looking, but we doing it to be better. Nobody don't see me at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm still 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going over what this business look like, what this look like, how we get better here, and I still gotta make time for the chart, and I still gotta give God his hour in the morning and his hour at night. What we doing, fam? So I just want you to, by the end of this show tonight, I want you to say, hey, I gotta recalibrate. I gotta tighten some screws up. Let me make it make. I gotta tighten my vision up. I gotta tighten my discipline up. I text Jose, I say, hey, bro, we about to do watermelons, Lakewood, 5 days, what's popping? He said, say less. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Are you willing to push yourself? Are you willing to go past your comfort zone? A lot of y'all, you really ain't. A lot of times, you really ain't. You like the idea of it, but you don't really want to push. I want to push. It's the only way we go to 100 million, man. Watch this, though. On a route to 100 million, I know I got to lose 10 million. I know I got to lose 15 M's on the route. Guess what? It's all worth it. It's all worth it. The biggest issue that we are having is we so scared of the loss, not realizing the loss that we really taking is the loss of our potential. Every day that you don't take the step towards your greatness, you lose more potential. You lose some of your power. And I'm gonna be real with you. You lose some of your purpose and some of your belief. Because even though your purpose there, the more you don't believe in it, the more you lose the power to have it. So the day that I ever gotta leave this thing, I wanna sit on that bed and say, hey, I gave it all. I wrung it out. I wrung it out. And I left it all on the table. And that's what makes me proud of everything that we do. That's what makes me so fearless. I'm gonna give it my all. And here's the dope part about my all. My all may not be great as that. My all but it's my all. It's my all. It's everything that God put in me. I won't maximize it. I won't optimize it. And if you look yourself in the mirror right now and be true with yourself, man, are you really maximizing everything God put in you? Are you really taking advantage of every opportunity? I don't got time for it. I keep sitting back and I keep telling myself that maybe Mark Zuckerberg didn't really know how to run a $70 billion company. He probably didn't. $3 trillion company. He probably didn't know that out the gate. I don't think, I don't think Bill Gates in the beginning knew how to, but he learned it. They learned it. And if in my brain, I don't really think they're better than me, then I could do it. And then my blueprint becomes the blueprint for somebody else to do it. But maybe that's somebody else that's trying to figure out how to do it. Maybe they don't got a blueprint like I don't got a blueprint. But they not in love with mediocrity, so it's not my actual blueprint that inspires them. It's the idea just seeing me that inspires them. So just for that alone, we're not gonna fall in love with mediocrity. And we're gonna go from birth to freedom. And we'll go from birth to freedom. And then it made me think about something. Trap, how many times have you met somebody and their favorite excuse is, I don't know how to do it? And the favorite line was, Well, I realized that I knew more black people than anybody else. And so when I told black people about investing, they said, well, Trap, that's a white folks game. But I thought about it. If we in the streets and we go to prison, white folks own that. Most of the jobs we go to work to, white folks own that. The taxes that we pay taxes to, white folks own that. So what part of the white folks game that you comfortable with playing? So you comfortable with working for them, you comfortable with going to jail for them, In most cases, when you get killed, they gonna bury you, but you ain't comfortable with playing a game that help you build wealth by following that game. So it ain't really the game, it's just that you in love with mediocrity. Or you in love with me, so it ain't the game itself. You just in love. Who taught you how to spend money like that? Oh, matter of fact, when you go to school, who gave them the curriculum? When you go to the hospital, who gave you that curriculum? When you went to the doctor, who gave you that curriculum? So you like all the other stuff that the white folks told you, but you don't like the stuff that they told you about building wealth. Oh, so it ain't the white folks, really, it's just the mediocrity that you in love with. So I stopped letting them play that game with me too. Because every time I looked in history, I saw a whole bunch of black millionaires. We got a whole part. That's what made. Oh, why they ain't never tell me about Reginald Lewis? Oh, okay, bet. So I stopped letting that be the thing that kept me at mediocrity. And so I was inspired to go look out for people that look like me, because imagery is more important than the information. The imagery is more important than the information, because I'll learn some things the hard way long as I know somebody else that look like me done did it before. Yeah. And so that means, in my mind, you're willing to break the system. Because the system isn't designed for us to put in generational freedom blueprints. We are the have-nots. But only if you let them tell you that. You chosen, family. You chosen. But a lot of times we develop an appetite for the thing that will devour us. We develop the appetite for the thing that will devour us. You develop an appetite for poverty, and poverty eats you alive. And in most cases, watch me here, you like what it feels like to be inside of the well. What happens when you like what it feels like to be inside of the belly of the beast? Okay, watch this. A lot of times black people eat chitlins. Why? Because our ancestors developed an appetite for waste out of survival. Survival will make you become accustomed to things that are not a part of your natural divine order. Survival will make you develop a taste for things that are not a part of your divine order. So when we start talking to you about wealth, because you have developed the appetite for poverty, wealth isn't in your palate. Wealth isn't a part of your taste buds. Freedom become estranged. The dope part about the prodigal son was this, bro. He developed the appetite for the pig pen, which was 100% against who he was ethnically. But we start making things easier to accept. Watch this. Watch this. When we lower our standards of life. When we lower our royalty. But even more so, Jose, when we take off our cross. The key to freedom is really just following the instruction. Our biggest issue is we get too human. We get too human. And so the humanness that wants to make logic out of everything, we ain't even realizing that. At what point did God say he was a logical God? So we get too human. We make it make sense. God don't even much make sense. And so what I want to talk about, like for myself, Jose, like I'll be honest, like my goal has been just, like surrender, right? That's the key. So it's follow the command, and then following the command means I get to surrender, right? So when you go here, I'm also going to surrender it. All right, God, like go ahead on, I ain't tripping. It is what it is. So the goal for me for 43, I tell you no real lie, is surrender and follow the command. And I said something to myself, Jose. I said, bro, like I know this is a financial show. We gonna get to it, I promise. But I said to myself, so I said, Jose, I said, God, in this season, I want to depend on you so much to where when I'm trying to depend on myself, I feel like a handicap. I say, God, I want to depend on you so much in this season to where anytime I feel like I'm not depending on you, I feel handicapped. I feel like something missing. I feel like I can't move. I feel like I'm missing the limb when I can't see the right way. I can't think I feel handicapped when I'm not dependent. I won't be so dependent on you. I won't feed on your words so much. I won't get so intimate with you that when I'm not around you, I feel lonely. I won't be so intimate with you, God, to where when I'm not talking to you, I feel heartbroken. I feel depressed when I ain't talking to you or when I don't feel your presence around me. The keys to freedom in this season is surrender, follow the command, and dependency. Dependency. I get it. It's a financial show. I get it, right? I know it. But because I want him in every version of my life, from when I wake up in the morning, from when I'm looking at a chart, from when I'm driving to work, from when I gotta make business decisions, because when I gotta make personal decisions, like God, I won't be so dependent on you that I'm brain dead without you. I won't be that dependent. I won't have that much faith. And the reason why is because when I look at your resume in my life, it's perfect. When I look at your resume in my life, you fill all the slots. Like what they say, like I think there's a thing with somebody getting hired, they say, hey, you overqualified for the job. God, like you overqualified to be my grace, and like you overqualified. When I look at the resume that you got in my life. Like, I don't want you, and that one of our biggest problems is we want to be wealthy, and watch this, Jose, we want to be wealthy, but we trying to pick and choose what part of our life we want him in. I want you to get me out of this situation, but I don't want you to tell me to do my money. I want you to do these things for me, God, but first fruit, God, I'm attracting all the things that you got in store for me. Cool. But here's the command on what I need you to do with the things that I got in store for you. Wait a minute, God, I just want the things, but I don't really want the command. I want the things, but I don't want the command. I don't want carry the cross like that. I don't want kill my, you mean you're gonna give me all the things and I can't, what? Delight yourself. I say, okay, bet, this is what we doing. So in this season, God, I want you to do that. But I'm gonna do that. So what I'm telling us is, we are fighting a fight. We were born to fight a fight in this world, y'all, that yes, we were designed to be free. But watch this. The prodigal son gained his freedom and lost his spirit. Watch me. Freedom with no boundaries will execute you. It will execute you morally. It will execute you spiritually. It will empty you emotionally until you got to get in a pig pen in the same mud. Now watch this about the mud, Jose. The same mud that created Adam was the same mud that baptized the prodigal son. It's mud. It's dirt. It's dirt. So there's something about being in the dirt that make you get life. That's why some of us, we don't shake back till we hit rock bottom. Some of us don't get right until we in the mud. I got it out the mud. I seen a light when I was in the mud. It took for me to get in the mud to get my stuff together. It took for me to lose it. Sometimes being in the mud means losing it all. He had to lose it all and be willing to eat with the pig. He had to be in the mud, y'all. Now we go a little further and we think about the mud. Watch this, watch this. Moses split the Red Sea. Now I ain't the smartest person in the world, Jose, right? But if I got some water and I pour it on the dirt, that water make what? Mud. So when I'm walking on the ocean, when I'm walking on the sea with my lady and we walking, the water keep coming and that'll turn to mud, right? So here's what I do know. When you split the Red Sea, that's not concrete down there. That ain't concrete down there. That's mud. Watch this, Jose. The Israelites walked the bottom of the Red Sea. They walked through the mud with everything that they had. And they became the last generation to get it out the mud, fam. They became the last generations to get it out the mud, fam. Looking at the adversity. You know the type of belief you gotta have to walk through that? So the keys to freedom is following the command. Dependency, that's it. That's it. Think about it. Red Sea splits. That got to be muddy down there. That ain't concrete. That ain't concrete down there. That ain't steel. That ain't wood. That's mud. And they walked through the mud. And they're the last last generation to get it out the mud. So my question to you is, are you bold enough to handle those keys to freedom? Are you bold enough? Are you committed enough? Will you follow the command? Because I know for a fact, you ain't just come up with the idea that you want to be the first generation millionaire on your own. You ain't just come up with that business idea on your own. You know for a fact you heard God say, do that thing. You know for a fact you heard God say, go help this business go here. You know for a fact, you know it clearly. You heard God clearly tell you the instructions. The problem is you worrying about, if I go out on my own, am I gonna be able to pay my house note? If I go out on my own, you ain't by yourself, you ain't alone. He told you get in a boat, go to the other side. You stop being human and you step into your spiritual side. You step into the person who gave you the instructions. Stop depending on your own mind. What he told you, be ye transformed. And instead of you being transformed, you keep conforming. You keep conforming. So that's why trading hard for you. That's why investing hard for you. That's why entrepreneurship hard for you. That's why every time you try to go forward, it get a little hard for you, because you not being transformed, you being conformed. You not being transformed. You being conformed. You keep worrying about what's in front of you and forgetting where you got the instructions from. So every time you forget why you got the instructions from, now you got an internal battle between, I know God told me this, but this is what I feel. God don't care about what you feel. He trying to get you to go somewhere so you can get the glory, but you keep being gloomy. Your gloom is putting you in guilt that's putting you into prison. And instead of transitioning and transforming into glory. I ain't never once in my life looked at nobody and said, well, at this point, be like, I want to be like, man, listen here. Once I start really tapping into God, I already knew he gave me a specific set of instructions that only I can do. And everybody got a set of instructions. Everybody got an alignment that he gave you, that he spoke to you, that he embedded in you, that you pregnant with. And the problem is you keep aborting it because you won't conform and not transform. Give birth to the thing. Stop conforming it. Stop trying to hold it. Stop miscarrying it. Give birth to it. I know it's going to be painful. I know it's going to crown. Give birth to it, and that's the keys to freedom. That's the keys to freedom. That's the keys right there. That's the keys. Give birth to it, family. That's the keys. Stop miscarrying it. Stop thinking about aborting it. Give birth to it, family. That's the keys. Don't conform, transform. Give birth to it, family. That's the keys. He made you uniquely. He put a specific DNA inside you. He gave you a certain type of wiring. He gave you a certain type of mindset. Only you can think of the thing the way that you think of the thing. Only you can move the thing the way that, only you can do the thing that you do so well, but you keep conforming. You think it's a hobby when truly it's a gift. Stop treating your gift like a hobby when your gift is the keys to freedom. Stop treating your gift like it's some side job. It's your keys to freedom. Stop treating that hustle like a side job. It's your keys to freedom. Stop treating this my little bitty business. No, it's your big business. That's your keys to freedom. Ain't nothing small about a gift. It's your keys to freedom. It's your ticket to generational wealth. Stop downplaying yourself. Stop looking at yourself and being in somebody else's shadow. Walk into it, family. It's your gift, family. It's your keys to freedom. freedom. Conform, transform, don't conform, family. Transform, don't conform. That's your keys to freedom. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper, episode 152. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper, man. Episode, what is it, 152?
151.
Got 151? Golly, man. Let's go, man. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper, man. Episode 145. Jose, we in the building, dog. Jose, we in the building. Episode 143, Trappin' Tuesdays. Jose, let's go, dog. Let's go, dog. Let's go, dog. Hey, how we feel, bro? Episode 150, Trappin' Tuesdays. Let's go, y'all. Let's go, man. Jose, how we feel, dog?
Man, I'm feeling amazing first and foremost, man. How you feeling?
Man, I feel good. Miss Cheryl gave me that NAD.
Oh, that's what that was. That's what that was. I said,
Nah, man, that NAD be sitting me. Look, my lady said, baby, you all right? I said, yeah. She said, why you look like that?
What is it supposed to do?
So it rejuvenates your cells. But it's just like I don't know, I can't even explain it, bro.
Man, that joint is crazy. I was like, from birth to freedom and the eagle. Nah, you said, hold on, man.
You just gave me that too.
I know.
Why you waited so long today to give me the title, dog?
The crazy part, because I knew you was going to be like on some straight, like, I knew you was going to be on some straight, hey, I don't like that joint. You actually did that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man. Hey, look at my mama, y'all. Look at my mama, y'all.
We got surprises out here,
man.
you know what I'm saying?
What's up, babe? Oh, man.
You gotta open it.
I can't say that.
I need everybody to share this thing out with their group chat.
Share it out, man, with the group chat, yeah.
Like, for real, everybody should be watching this as a squad.
Shout out to the pink in the back.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see what y'all doing.
You know what I'm saying? A little ambiance.
Ambiance.
Little coordination.
Little coordination. Little ambiance.
Yeah,
I ain't
make
mad
it-
at that. I ain't mad at that. I
So,
like
wait, I missed the live. You had the good church cry this morning?
Bro, but I didn't do it on the live. This one you was out here.
Yeah, I saw where you
But
was
by the time
getting-
y'all saw me, I was good.
Yeah. When you was in the truck, I just saw the hands moving.
I was just literally, bro, like, it just hit me. Like, I'm in there talking to the people, but how you be talking to people and then God like, hey, I'm doing something for you too, though. And I wasn't even speaking at this point. I was just like listening to the song.
Yeah.
And I was telling Sean in the truck earlier, I said, bro, like, I said, man, I don't really listen to murder music no more because I'm not there in my life. Like, I'm not angry at nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not angry at nobody, bro. Like, now don't get me wrong, I listen to some trap music because it's get money music.
Okay.
I'll listen to some trap music. I'll listen to some get money music.
Yep.
But I don't want to listen to no
Shoot 'em up,
murder
bang,
music.
bang.
Shoot 'em up, bang, bang. My ops is the stock market, bro.
Yeah.
It's the only op I got, bro, the stock market. It's the only op I got, family. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even much about to put that type of energy on my life.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, bro, like, and I was telling you, I'm like, say, bro, like, so when he got in the truck, I had, like, Christian gospel music on. Like, Christian rap.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's what I be listening to, like, Harvey and Forrest. Like, I'm listening to that, bro. Like, that's my vibe. That's what I got going on right now. Right? D1, that's where I'm at right now in my life.
Shout out to
So I'm
D1.
listening to that. And so I was listening to that. I was telling Sean about that. So, bro, I'm listening to the song, I Am Able. Like, that's a good song. Kurt Franklin and Kingdom with him. The dude, I think his name, Chandler, he really good. Chandler Moore, he's really good artist, bro. He's really
I'm
good.
about to check it out.
So, bro, but this song here was the On Time God, bro. I heard that song for Woman Evolve. Say, bro, and the way the song is, bro, it just did something to me, bro. Like, it's crazy because, like, I'm sitting in the truck and I'm, like, singing a song and I felt it. I said, ooh. Immediately, I just tilt the camera. I just tilt the camera. So look, I'm trying. Look, I'm in the truck like this, look. I'm like, And so I said, hey, it's coming, and I can't do nothing about it. So I just did that look. I just turn that camera and then lean over this way a little bit. You hear me?
Yeah.
So for like the rest of the song, I'm on this side of the camera because I really don't know why people cry on the camera. I just don't understand why.
You ain't want to be Tyrese me.
Why you doing that? Why? I'm not doing that.
But it was a real cry though.
But
so,
it don't matter. It's my intimate moment. It's me and God.
But you ain't stopped the live though.
I let because the people was the song was doing something for the people.
They was worshiping. Okay,
Yeah, it was like a worship service almost, bro. So I'm just like on the thing, bro. Satori, you was on the live, huh?
Oh, she said they could hear you cry.
I didn't even know that. I would have muted that thing. I didn't.
Was it like a boo-hoo?
Nah, it was just like
the sniff joint. Yeah, we got the drippage, nasal drippage.
Yeah, I know, cause I did this a couple times, like, and I know they can see the hand, like, they can see the elbow. I was trying to get all the way out that thing. You hear me?
Oh,
I was having a moment, and here's the moment I was having. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The moment I was having was, I was grateful.
Yeah.
Nah, the dope part about me is because I've been trading for this while, I've heard the terminology and I've seen them, but I've never just sat down and studied them. Right? So now it's like hey, y'all, supply demand, demand zone, supply zone, descending wedge. Us and like, remember we made the thing. We made some YouTubes putting on a chart. So what happens is, once your eyes, and that's the thing about the trading, like once your eyes start, you just see them. As soon as you get a chart, it's like somebody who's, all my hustlers. Hey, that thing sharp, partner. Hey, I don't even gotta put it on a scale, dog. That thing 2 grams sharp, bro. Hey, that thing 4 grams sharp. Hey, that thing, that's wet. Why you got that double knot up in there? Hey, chill out. Why you got a double knot in there? Hey, that's wet. How you, Hey, that ain't right. How? I don't even need the scale. I don't even need the digital scale, bro. I can look at it and tell that thing short. You got some people who can look at money the same way. Hey, that ain't all my money, bro. Because when you've been doing the thing so long and the repetition so long, your senses understand it soon as you see it.
You can see it. Ooh. That's good.
Soon as you see it. Certain people, you could be in the hood. Hey, boy, that's a police, boy. Hey, come here. You see the new dude. Hey, come here, stupid. Come here. Hey, that's the police. How you know? That's an undercover. You can just look at it. You know how certain people move, and that ain't it. Hey, y'all got, man, I ain't selling nothing, dog. Sell what, bro? I don't got nothing. The lady that sell frozen cup.
Hit the candy.
I'm talking about bro, we don't do none of that around here, bro. They sell nachos over there, and they sell wings over there. We don't know none of that stuff you talking about. You show your, man, bro, you need to get from around here, bro. What you trying to do, bro? You selling? You feel me? So that's the same. That's why I say when the market remind me of the street so much. I go back to it. You start seeing patterns. What that is? You knew on the block. Guess what? You don't know, but I've been on the block, so I know Tuesday and Thursday jump out boys coming. Hey, slow it down, partner. Be real careful. Matter of fact, just go inside for the day. They outside. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays. They coming. They watching us from 6 blocks away. How you know? Because I went got on the bike at 8 o'clock this morning. I know they ain't right in the hood. I went and rode 9 blocks in the circumference. And I saw 5 cars that don't belong.
Bro, that's why.
I see the dude sitting in the car like this. Why you sitting in the car with your head back at 9 o'clock in the morning? Who you ain't trying to let see you? I ain't never seen that van right there. Willie's painting. But where's Willie's painting? Never seen Willie's painting.
Around here.
Nobody around here don't got that. We in the hood. Ain't nobody painting their house.
Nobody painting nothing.
We in the hood. Everybody's house got decay and chipping on it. Willie, where's you painting, Willie?
Willie's painting. Willie's painting restoration.
You feel me? I'm just being real. And so when you're in the street, you understand it. Hey, them people out here, boy, how you know? Willie's painting. They on banks and I bet. I done got on the block. I done got on the bike at 8 o'clock this morning while all the children going to school. And I done rode 8 blocks all the way around. And periodically through the day, I done did it. So I seen the truck sitting there all day. Willie, how long you gonna paint? It's Willie's painting. I don't see nobody painting, Willie. You feel me? But what happens is you train your eye for it. So the market is the same way. When you do it enough, you just train your eye to see it. I can guarantee you, bro, they got some people in the Patreon, whatever, they can look, soon as they pull out the chart, oh, you got a double bottom right here. Hey, you got a supply zone, right here. See how this feels? I'm gonna tell you something I got on, Sean, that's real good. I've learned this. Bro, we gotta get into the show, bro.
I know, I mean, it's good. Look, we only got 49.
Here's what I've learned, Sean. Watch this. This is gonna be real good for you. And this you may know it already or not. So when something gaps, right? When you see a gap up, I've learned something. When you see a gap up somewhere, a gap down somewhere, if you look left far enough, you'll see that there's actually a candle in that actually fills that gap up if you can identify it. Bro, epiphany moment for me. And that can't, like literally, so I'm watching something the other day. I'm looking at it late at night. I'm like, cause, you know, again, the gap ups is something I gotta train my eye to. Like, look, cause when you looking at other stuff, they don't have those gap ups like that. Like stocks, like futures and all that, they don't be as disproportionate as they is in stocks. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, bro, like these gap ups is like punishing me. Like yesterday, we had a bunch of gap ups yesterday. Like, so I'm looking, I'm like, damn, bro, like this shit pissing me off. So I started saying, wait, let me see something right quick. So I saw where it gapped up at. I did this with 5 stocks and saw the same thing every time. So I saw where it gapped up at, right? Meaning the original candle might be right here, and then the next candle is like way up there, like $13 up or something, or whatever. It's gap up. So there's a gap right there, right? So I said, wait, let me see something right quick. So literally, bro, like I use a rectangle box, right? And I just went left. And I try to see how far left I could go, bro. And every time, not 3 out of 6, every time there was a candle sitting in the gap. And I said, oh, in essence, this is a level that it always represents. Come on, Sean. It's gotta come back to it. And when I saw that, bro, I said, okay. It just got better to me.
You saw the pattern.
It just got better to me. But what happens is you only notice that if you keep looking at it. Right? And then you look at it and say, let me find it somewhere else. Okay, let me find it somewhere else. Let me find it. Oh, this is a thing here. This is a thing. So this one took me to another level. You start to learn that the market is actually, watch this, bro. It's about to be so good when I say this. Yes, the market is emotionally fueled, but there's a psychological thread all the way through it. And here's what I mean. The numbers represent a hood. That's how I look at this. Watch this. The numbers represent a hood. Some hoods, you have heavy shooters, and some hoods, you could go in the hood and you ain't gonna face no resistance. Some hoods, they gonna shoot at you every time you hit this number. Every time you hit this number, they there, letting off. They letting off. But in some hoods, you can go in, it's easy, breezy. It's easy, right? But watch this. It's because those numbers, which are the prices, have a psychological effect on investors. You with me right there, Sean? So these numbers have a psychological effect, meaning, for instance, we got in there, bro, we got to get on with the show, goddamn. So we got in a SPY call. What's a SPY call? SPY call. So this is how I wound up day trading with Sean ass.
Got him.
And I shouldn't have. I mean, I made the play based on a day trade. I kept it on a thing. But I said, I ain't messing with Sean. I'm not doing that. I'm going to keep the play. You feel me? So he almost had me, right? But watch this. I said, Sean, every time, but I had put it in the Patreon a couple days before because I had been watching it. So I said, Sean, every time the SPY hits 570, bro, it goes back down. So 570 represents a hood that got a bunch of shooters.
Okay.
So every time you try to get to 570, for 1 or 2, there's so many shooters right there, they not letting you go. Right? They not letting you go. So in order to get past this hood, you need a catastrophic event. Right? You need something out of the norm to push you past this area. If not, they're gonna keep shooting it down.
I'm with you.
So watch this. It gets to 570. it drops down to 565. So I say, Sean, it's going back to 570. If nothing else, it goes back to 570. So I make the play as a day trader with Sean because I'm going to get to 570 and sell it. This is the idea.
Got him.
I got to stop talking to him sometimes.
Got him.
You feel me? Real talk. I gotta stop talking to him. So the goal is to get to 570, right? I say, Sean, but I say we need a catastrophic event. Like, I'm telling myself that, like, there has to be a catastrophic, there has to be something that push, because if not, it's a psychological area, right? And if you don't have something to push it past it, they'll keep shooting you down right there. So watch this. I make the play with Sean. I'm like, I make a play, Sean, right? Over the weekend, Trump goes to China. We get a catastrophic, we get some out of the ordinary news, which is what? Deals are pause, whatever. Now, it goes past 570 and shoots to 582 in the after hours. There's so much pressure on 570, they couldn't shoot us no more. So we blew past them. Not only did we blow past them, we skipped 572, 73, 74. We went through them hoods with ease. We took them over. Hey, give me that. Walk a little tap, check over your trap. Give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that corner, give me that corner. Give me 572, 573, 574, 575. Give me 570, give me 581. Give me all that. So we don't blow past the 570 hood, right? But now, because I'm always looking ahead, I say, hey, there's resistance. I say, Sean, now here's the crazy part, because I tell him what I need to do. He looking at it, right? He be like, nah, but here's what he do that I like. Explain that to me. It's not that he don't know. He just want to see if I'm in the right thing. So I say, Sean, there's some hitters at 585. So it pushes down to 579. We get up Monday. Opening bell, it pushes down to 579. I get on the Patreon and say, hey, y'all, because I had already explained this to them, we put a SPY call in because we passed the 570 mark. I know my next resistance is at 585, but I say, y'all, we got so much, watch this. I'm about to tell you something. When you take over a couple hoods, you build confidence. In my mind, we got so much confidence that we blew past 570, we're gonna push past 583. Because we got that much confidence. We got that much confidence. So I say, y'all, look, here's the play. I put the play in. I said 585 for this date. Takes off. I say, hey, y'all, we might don't see resistance at about 590, 596. But I say that to say that the more you look at it, don't look at it with the mindset of, man, I don't understand what's going on.
Right.
I look at it with the mindset of, what am I not seeing?
Right.
Yeah, so you can look at it with the mindset of, look at my dog, man. You can look at the chart with the mindset of, man, I don't understand this, man. I don't understand what's going on. Man, this shit ain't for me, man. Or you can look at it at, what am I not seeing? What am I not seeing? And I advise everybody to start with something simple. Start with getting on a chart, just identifying where is support and where is resistance. Just start there. Give yourself time to develop.
That's good.
Because that's something I've been new. So I didn't have to start there. So once where's support, where's resistance? And the next thing is start identifying what the different battles are that's happening inside of every candle. That's gonna help you out. Just don't do nothing else but just start there. Hey, where's support, where's resistance? Where's my swing high, where's my swing low? And what is the battle that's going on with every candle?
Boy, talking good. Sound like
If
a
you
day trader.
listen, if you start there and you start giving yourself, watch this, that's how you build confidence. You don't gotta make a play. The best thing to do is say, hey, I found support, I found resistance. Then you go from that, then you say, okay, let me start drawing this simple trend line from low to high, or high to low. High. Don't even much matter. If you could do that, find support and resistance, understand the battle that's going on between each candle, and if you can draw trend line, that's a good, you do that for 30 days straight with multiple different, start with the SPY and the QQQ and Apple. For 30 days straight, you just do that. Hey, I found support, I found resistance. I see the battle that's going on with these candles. I saw it close high, I saw it close low. Don't get into all the stuff. I seen this close high, I seen this close low. I saw the bears took control, I saw the bulls took control. You see the little small candle, it's called a little doji. Once you understand that, you can understand, oh, this is a reversal. So you start understanding those things. Do that for 30 days. I guarantee you're gonna look at the market and be like, hey, I see it. You're not gonna see nothing else. I see why I keep shooting down right here. Oh, it shot up past that, this the next spot it's gonna fall down at. Why? Because I'm looking over here. It's telling me over here. Unless they're in new territory. If they're in new territory and they're in blue skies, then you say, okay, let me go somewhere else. And then you take the next couple of days and say, hey, let me understand what market structure is. Oh, this is a structure. It broke this. This is where it, oh, this is a structure, right? What is consolidation? That's the little skirmish where it ain't going nowhere. Is it going to distribute or is it going to, come on. If you just start understanding, the problem is we try to get into everything and we try to learn it all at once. You're getting on YouTube looking at 17 different channels and 17 people teaching you 17 different things. Now you look at the chart like, hey, I don't understand nothing. I don't see nothing. Start understanding what time frame is. This is a 1 hour time frame. This is a 4 hour time frame. This is a 1 day time frame. This is a weekly time frame. This is a monthly time frame. This is a 5-minute time frame. If you just start understanding stuff like that, right? Don't go crazy and try to take in the whole fire hose. Little by little, bro. Why? Because you always get another chance to play the game. You can't strike out. You have infinite amount of at-bats. I'm gonna say that again, bro, because somebody missed that, right? You cannot strike out in the stock market. You have an infinite amount of at-bats. But the problem is, just like most people, we are, oh, this about to be good. We are calculating what does it take for us to get the capital to put in the market. And because we calculate that first, it automatically anchors to a fear that is not attributed to the market, but it's attributed to our own philosophy around money. You with me? You with me?
Mm-hmm.
We've anchored ourselves to a fear, not of what the market does, but that we already don't want to lose the money because of what it took for us to get the money. So now you gotta unanchor yourself from that fear. You gotta pull that anchor up so that the boat can do what? Move. Because we said something in the beginning of the show. What did we say? We said the market will be calm sometime, but even in calm waters, you still got waves and currents. Come on, man.
This what we doing again?
Drop the goddamn line. They ain't even
This what we doing again?
Even in a calm market, you still got waves and currents. That don't mean the water's just like this. It mean it's just. So even in a calm market, you got waves and currents. You got to navigate that. And then there's times where the market is choppy. That don't mean you got a tidal wave, but it's done picked up a little bit. And you still got what? Waves and currents. And then you got the violent ones. The ones that throw water all up on the ship. Mm-hmm. Right? The one that Peter got scared of.
Yep.
We back to Peter.
But we had to take that step.
But he still got to do what? Bid me.
Woo.
Bid me.
Tell me to come.
So no matter if we got a calm water, no matter if we got choppy water, or if we got violent water, the market's still gonna move. I wanna have like a more ceremony when we come, you know what I'm saying, for like my Patreon people and my Trappers Anonymous people. And shout out to my people that was in Masters, Trap Masters. Once this building get open, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I gotta have my first meeting with all my Trap Masters people because that was my first mentorship. I had 6 quadrants of it, 5 or 6 quadrants of it, and I have not forgot them. So we definitely gonna have a meetup for my Trap Masters
They gonna
people.
be salivating over that. They like, Jose, when is the doors opening? Cause
Yeah, my first thing gonna be with my people from Trap Masters, because I told them, I said once we get, this was before we even had the building, but I told them we gonna have a meetup. So once the building open up, my first meeting gonna probably be like a little private situation with them, cause we rocked out for maybe almost 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And I told them that I'm a man of my word. So yep, my first thing gonna be with them. It's probably altogether, it's probably like 100. Altogether might be like 100 of them altogether. And that was my mentorship we was doing. Somebody said, man, I've been sparing finance all week. That's a fact. All right, I'm glad it ain't. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. And then TM4 in the building. What's good, family? Trap Master 2 in the, yeah, I ain't forgot about y'all. So let them know. Let them know. Once the Freedom Center opened, Triz came through a couple weeks ago, him and Brooke. So once the building opens up, my first official, the first thing I do in here after a grand opening is gonna be with Trap Masters. I'm gonna do something special for them where we like lock in all day, we meet and greet, and we do some special stuff. And then what I might do is I might open it right back up. Once we get that, I might open Trap Masters back up. Or a certain type of mentorship where, let me say this right quick. Let me ask y'all a question before we get into it. Let me ask y'all a question. What if we did a mentorship where we met 4 times a year? Well, I want to do like a mentorship mastermind where the mastermind is where you come in, right? And I know it'll start off small, but it's growing into something. Where you come in and then the goal is not to where you just learn from me, but what happens is we split you up in groups, like a real mastermind. And once you sign up for it, you take a survey. And the survey is like a hot seat. And what you'll do is you'll say, here's what I'm having problems with. Here's what I'm having. So where we not just answering random questions, right? It's where you fill out a survey, and then the survey is like, yo, what are you having problems with? What was your biggest win? If you were a trader, what did you do? If you buy and hold, what did you do? And we'll have the rooms mixed with buy and hold and traders. And you'll get up and you'll present, here's my hot seat, here's what I saw on the chart, here's what I saw based on a company, or whatever. And then the people in the room with you help you navigate through what you're going through, right? So let me make it make sense right quick. So let's say, I'm gonna just use George for example. So George is in the early part of his trading career, right? So George come up, he fill out the hot seat, hey, my name is George. I am a buy and hold investor and I trade sometime. I'd rather do deep swings, I'd rather do swings. Okay, bet. Show us a chart of a company you got and you lost money on. Okay, he show that. Show us a company of a chart you got and you made money on. Boom. What are you having problems with your chart reading? Or what is your main goal? My main goal is to be a better buy and hold investor, or my main goal is to be a better trader. Okay, what is the problem that you have in trading? I'm having this problem right here. Why are you smiling?
Cam said it sounded like an AA meeting.
This nigga is stupid. So anyway, once you do that, now the people the people in your group gonna say, okay, try this, try that. Get up in there, do this, that. And so then you'll say, okay, now in 90 days, you gotta come back. What you gonna improve on in 90 days? You gotta improve on something that you had a problem with, right? So you improve on that. So we give you 4 things to improve on. And so we spend 2 days broken down in different groups where that's the whole theme. And then, prior to that, we have some expert speakers doing some certain stuff. I think that'll truly, because what happens is you got people on so many different levels to try to give one class, you miss so many people. Right? So if somebody right here, you teach them something here, but you miss them right here. Well, if somebody up here, but they don't got this, you teach them here, but they miss that. When trading and investing is a holistic approach, and we go at the holistic approach for it. So I think I'm willing to
Man, the freedom center gonna be jumping.
No, so that's kind of the idea. Well, somebody said, Cam said it sound like a AA. Well, that's what Trappers are now. That's why we call it that. The problem is, here's why I think about that. I go to different masterminds, bro. And the thing about, the real dope part about a mastermind is, it's not that you get one person to teach you. The real thing when you go to a mastermind is you're around a group of people that's brilliant and y'all just brain. So really and truly what I learned about mastermind that I pay a lot of money for is, you going to be around people who have experienced similar problems that you have. They have worked their way through them, and they're on another level of problems. But whatever level they're on, there's somebody in the room that has experienced that problem that is on another level of problem.
And it's easier because it's a different step.
And so now
You know what
in
I'm
the
saying?
room, you're always in the room with somebody who has experienced the level you're on, but you don't feel isolated. Like, man, I won't be in that room. No. The rooms are so mixed, and I think that's what we'll have to come in at and say, okay, we'll have to really do the deep dive on and say, okay, these people go in this room, let's put this room together. Like, our hardest part will be putting the rooms together, curating the rooms, but I just think that'll be so dope.
That shout out to V. Nomad was like, yeah, the portfolio masterclass was similar. You know what I'm saying? Learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who came to the
That
they still jumping in their
And here's the
chat.
crazy part, that portfolio masterclass was, you know why? Because at the last minute, we switched up how we was gonna do it. Like a couple days before it, we switched up the seating. We didn't have it like this. We switched up the seating, and then we start putting them in groups. But to give you a read, that's why I'm thinking about this idea, because that was the, like, yo, and then we made them build a portfolio, made them do this. So I think that'd be real dope. And then I think another group would be where, if we did that 4 times a year, and then another group where 2 times a year, we took a trip out somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So they can be like Trap Masters and then like Trap Masters Elite, essentially. Like part of it where we do the mastermind, and then the next part is where we do the mastermind, but then 2 times a year, we just go out the country somewhere and we just like chill, vibe out.
Just not China.
Get a special guest. Might go to China. You know what I'm saying? And what happens in situations like that, Jose, is then because I've grown the people that I know, I can go pay somebody, hey, I got a mastermind group that they won't get into real estate. They won't do this. Hey, I want you to come speak with us. You know what I'm saying? In this arena. So I think that's one of the things too I think is amazing is being able to connect people with people who are beyond where we going. All right, let's go a little further, man. My bad, y'all. I ain't mean to get that so long, but I just had an idea and I just wanted to flush it out my head. All right, let's go a little further, man. Keep that in mind, Bernard. All right, let's go, man. Certified Trapper. Rosewood, this is gonna be interesting. The Rosewood Massacre was a racially motivated massacre of black people and the destruction of the black town that took place during the first week of January 1923 in rural Levy County, Florida, United States. At least 6 black people were killed, but the eyewitness account suggests that higher death toll around 27 to 150. Let's get to it.
Nestled in Levy County, it was a town that stood as a symbol of black resilience and economic success. But by the end of that fateful week, Rosewood would be burned to the ground and its inhabitants driven away, all because of a lie that spiraled into unimaginable violence. The racial climate in the South during the early 20th century was a volatile and dangerous one, especially for African Americans. The state of Florida was entrenched in the harsh realities of Jim Crow. This series of laws ensured the strict separation of races. Any perceived challenge to the racial hierarchy could quickly escalate into violence. The state of Florida had the highest per capita lynching rate in the nation. The return of black soldiers from World War I, who had fought for freedom abroad only to face oppression at home, further fueled these racial tensions. On January 1st, 1923, in the neighboring town of Sumner, Fannie Taylor, a white woman, claimed she had been assaulted by a black man while her husband was at work. In reality, many later suspected that she had been injured during a domestic dispute with a white lover and falsely accused a black man to avoid the scandal. Nonetheless, her accusations spread like wildfire. In no time, a sizable mob had formed. They were intent on finding the supposed attacker. Jesse Hunter was a black prisoner who had recently escaped from a nearby chain gang. He was quickly identified, without any evidence, as the suspect. Fueled by racist fury, the enraged mob set out to find Hunter, leading them to Rosewood, a small, predominantly black town just 7 miles away. The town of Rosewood itself was unique. Unlike many black communities that existed in poverty during the Jim Crow era, Rosewood was relatively prosperous. For some of the white residents of Sumner, this prosperity did not go unnoticed and was viewed with jealousy and suspicion. By January 4th, the mob, which had grown to several hundred white men, including many from other counties. Armed with guns and torches, the army of enraged men descended onto Rosewood as the townsfolk slept. Almost immediately, the violence began as the mob indiscriminately shot anyone or anything that moved. The small town was being devoured. 2 white men attempted to break into the home of Sylvester Carrier, who shot them dead as they breached his home. This act only intensified the anger of the bloodthirsty crowd. In their effort to find the supposed attacker, Jesse Hunter, the mob met their secondary goal, the complete destruction of Rosewood. One of the few bright spots in the horrific event was the courage of some local white residents who helped black families escape. John Wright, a white store owner in Rosewood, is credited with sheltering several black women and their children in his home. Wright covertly organized their evacuation by train to safety in Gainesville. His actions saved countless lives, but it was a rare act of decency in an otherwise brutal episode. Residents of Rosewood who fled were shot at, while others tried to hide in the surrounding swamps. Entire families were forced into hiding for days without food, water, or shelter, as they feared being hunted down. Meanwhile, Jesse Hunter was never heard from again. Most historians believe that while he did escape his chain gang, he probably never even passed through Rosewood. The exact number of African Americans killed during the massacre is still unclear. Official records state 6 black people and 2 white men died, but survivors' accounts suggest the death toll was likely between 20 and 30 people. Rosewood's black residents were completely displaced. Many escaped with only the clothes on their backs, never to return. Those who survived were too terrified to speak of the events for decades, afraid of retribution from the white community and the legal system that had failed to protect them. A culture of silence pervaded when it came to events like what occurred in places like Rosewood. Unfortunately, massacres like this occurred dozens of times across the US in the early 20th century. For many years, the massacre was largely erased from public memory. Rosewood's land was either stolen or sold off, and the survivors moved to other parts of Florida, where they lived in silence about the terror they endured. It would take over 60 years for survivors to begin telling their stories. The public at large would learn about the massacre. That was until 1983, when a St. Petersburg Times story broke the silence. For the first time, the general public learned of the horrific events that occurred in Rosewood. Like so many other incidents of racial violence in America, that attack went unpunished. No one was ever charged for the destruction of the town or the murders that occurred. The loss was not only physical but also psychological. An entire community was erased, and the survivors lived with the trauma for generations. In 1994, Florida became the first state in the United States to compensate the victims of racial violence when it passed the Rosewood Compensation Act. Survivors and their descendants received reparation payment and a public apology from the state of Florida. Today, 2 physical reminders of Rosewood remain. A historical marker was erected near the original town site, and the only home that survived the siege on Rosewood, the Wright House. This home was once owned by the white storekeeper, who sheltered fleeing black residents during the rampage. In recent years, these have been efforts to preserve this home as a museum. These are currently ongoing efforts.
I just want to say, like, I remember, it's crazy that I remember I used to always watch this movie. You ever saw it before? Oh, man, Rosewood with Vin Rames. All right, such a good movie. One of the things, so another thing that I want to do at the Freedom Center, Bernard, you got to get ready for this one. I want to do movie night here, bro. I want to do movie night here. Straight up. Straight do movie night here, bro.
That'd be crazy.
No, I want to do movie night here where we watch stuff like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we watch some real stuff.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We watch some real stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even having a movie group. Having a movie membership. Oh, that's good, that be. The movie membership. And it ain't even about having like brand new movies, but like movies that we can watch and business move. And we have so like in Trappin Anonymous, we do something in Trappin Anonymous where we go, every 6 weeks we change sectors, right? So we can have a movie group membership in the group where it's like, yo, $15 a month or something. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you something, every time we turn these lights on, it costs. That screen gonna pull some energy. But when we do something like this month, like this, like we have once a month we come in, but if we make it out of something where it's a weekend thing, where you come in, we do like a little get together, exercise on a Thursday, Friday and Saturday we do a movie. You know what I'm saying? We do a movie Friday, we talk about the lessons, and then we do one Saturday where we talk about the lessons. You know what I'm saying? And one can be like a educational movie, and then one can be like a history movie. So on Friday we do on Friday we do it can be however we do it, but like we do like the get together that day, and then we do the movie on something, or we do 2 movies on a Saturday or something like that, you know what I'm saying? We do a matinee and then a later movie, you know what I'm saying? Where we do, one is about history and one is about like education. And then for all my people, we go through Billions, season 1 through 8, you know? You just go through it. 2 episodes of You in here one day, you like, yo, we on episode 4, Billions in the Freedom Center. You tripping. We coming on a Friday evening, and then Saturday we watch 4 episodes. You know what I'm saying? We do that once a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much that I want to do here in my brain. It just gotta, of course, I was telling the dude this today, my brain just, because I won't do so much with this. Let's go a little further, man. Trap of the week. Let's get into it. All right, word on the street, man. Let's get into it. A lot of stock talk to talk about, man. All right, so the S&P surges 25% in 3 months. Here's the history. We talked about this before. This is yet another sign that this is a bull market. After 3-month gains of 25% or more since 1950 to current, here's what happens. The following month, the first month, minus 9%, minus 5%. That was in 1975 and 1982. In 1999, 2009, 2020, we had 0.3%, 0.9%. In 2020, we had 5.2%. 3 months later, which would be, you had a 9.7%, 5.2%, 6.6%, 12.2%, 10.3%. 6 months after that, you had 1.6% in 1975. You had 15.1% in 1982. You had 12.1% in 1999. You had 20.8% in 2009, 19.5% in 2025. And 1 year later, you got 17%, 19%, 12%, 18%, and last time in 2020, you had 38.5%. On average, this is good. On average, minus 2%, 0.2%, median 0.3%, and 60% of the time it was positive. From 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months, you had 100% chance of being positive after roaring up 25% in a 3-month time span. That's insane. So we had this talk before, and my question, and I guess my statement to you all is, and I said is like, we done ran so much in a short period of time, the market has to cool off a little bit, and that's why I'm not, I ain't trying to be super aggressive, but I'm just like trying to all right, let's just try to pick our spots. You know what I'm saying? But this is just, this is different. This is different. Let's go a little further, man. All right, so the best performance, so now that we're in the second half of the year, let's think about it. Best performing S&P companies and NASDAQ was both Palantir. S&P, you had NRG, gave us 80%. Zscaler, which is one I told him the day I'm looking at. STX, Seagate Technology, 65%. Melly, y'all know we like that one in the NASDAQ. It says it's supposed to be like that. China, Mexican Amazon or something like that, you hear me? Spanish Amazon, I don't know. HWM, that was a lottery pick a while back. 69%. MU, 49% in the NASDAQ. Super Micro, I don't know, I always just stayed away from that company, dog. Ever since the bad numbers situation, I just stayed away from it, you hear me? And CrowdStrike, man, there we go. So, I like it, man. Let's go a little further. Put in the chat, what was your favorite company going into the first half of the year? Let's talk about it. Let's go a little further, man. Let's go a little further. Worst performing was Deckers, United Healthcare, Lululemon, Enphase, Edison, NASDAQ, Trade Desk, Lululemon, Marvell, Regeneron, Apple. I'm interested to see how Apple get out of this situation, bro. One, they gotta go sign, they gotta buy Perplexity. They gotta buy Perplexity. It's the only way they're gonna be able to compete. They gotta buy that AI. Tim Cook, you know you under pressure when the people start talking about firing you. Speaking of firing, why is Donald Trump talking about firing the Fed? Bro, that ain't your job, bro. Bro, what we doing here? What are we doing here, man? What are we doing here? Bro, you can't fire that man, though. Bro, you can't fire that man. And he putting pressure, too. Cut the rates now. Cut the rates now. Boy, I saw that inflation go up today. I said, oh, Lord. I saw that inflation rise up a little bit today. I said, oh, we gonna hit this all day today. And sure enough, all day. Cut the rates now. I called him too slow Powell. Bro, I ain't never seen this before, bro. Never in my life have I seen this before, bro. I just gotta laugh at it because that ain't my business, bro. That ain't my business. I'm in the Patreon, dog. That ain't my business. Bro, somebody said he decide everything is his job. You know what? You sure is right. Everything is his job, bro. Bro is like, cut the rate now. Cut him. I'm going to fire him. He went so far as to putting candidates. Like, how you get candidates? You can't fire that dude, bro. That's not your job. Anyway, so here's what inflation is, man. Household energy, auto insurance, housing, restaurant meals, rental cars, rent, earnings, personal care, used cars, groceries, college tuition, recreation, Pets and pet care, alcohol, furniture. I be damn, that inflation higher than that in furniture. They trying to knock my socks off. Every time somebody try to give me something, they say, you know the tariffs, man, I'm going to get it myself. Toys, appliances. You know what Donald Trump said? Donald Trump said the kid don't need 5 and 6 dolls. They need 2. That's what he said. Your kid don't need 12 dolls. They need 2. That's what he said.
The 2 dolls, the American dolls, be $100.
He said your kid don't need 12, they need 2. Clothing, where inflation is not at. Inflation is not in transportation, clothing, hotel rooms, electronics, and airfare and gasoline. That's a big one if it's not in gasoline. All right, let's go a little further, man. All right, earnings growth. Now, that was something that was, I was looking at that and I saw it on the, I saw it on, because we got into earnings season, I always try to see like, where do they think that earnings is gonna go? So it's important that we understand, we see earnings growth. So the thing is, earnings growth is expected to pick up for 2025. So 3 months ago, a sense of gloom had hovered over the first quarter of earnings. This comes from an article from Yahoo Finance. It says that ever since Trump's April 2nd Liberation Day tariff announcement, and with some warning and considerable turbulence, there was a possible recession. Notice you haven't even heard that no more. Nobody even talks about it no more, right? All right. But the gloom has been replaced by a measure of optimism. And it led up to the start of another earnings week in which J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, and Chase Bank have reported. While the world felt it was coming to an end, these bank stocks are essential. And so, listen, y'all, they say earnings is back on the rise. Now, I want you to understand something now. Q1 2024 was high. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because it had got low. They was like, hey, we out of here. Earnings gonna decrease, and so now they going back up. They looking at 6% and 6%. They're saying by 2026 they'll be at 13.9%. I want you to know something. We'll be in 2026 before you know it. It's crazy that this time running. You gotta say one thing, you entertained. You entertained with this dude, yeah. All right, so let's go a little further, man. I like it. If earnings is back to growth, that's a thing. That is a thing. Let's go a little further. All right, so watch this. Now, this one was important for me, y'all. Watch what we about to talk about here. Watch this. Fund managers' cash have dropped. Fund managers are now rushing into equities at a high record pace. Fund managers' cash allocation has dropped to 3.9%, the second lowest in 12 years, according to Bank of America. Survey of 175 participants with $434 billion in assets. First of all, 175 people have $434 billion in assets. Let's start right there. Second, this marked the third consecutive monthly decline since the 4.8% record in April. Meanwhile, the risk level of investors' portfolio reached the highest level on record dating back to 2001. This comes as fund managers allocate to technology stocks. So allocation to technology stocks saw its biggest largest 3-month increase since 2009. Why did I use this? Why did I use this? Well, because I said something early in the show that I told you we was gonna get back to. And what that was is, we saw what was up. NVIDIA, we saw it, and we saw the mess of the market down. And so when I saw this, there we go. And we saw NVIDIA, Microsoft, Oracle, AVGO, AMD, not everything, but we see where it's heavy at. LRCX, that's a company that, Land Research, I got my eye on them too, right? And the reason why I'm saying this to y'all is because of this. If we saw calls up, we saw greed going, and we see that the fund managers are taking money off the sideline and deploying it, We see where it's going. I want y'all to sit on that for a minute and let it simmer. We see where it's going. Yep, and that C is Citibank. So let's go a little further. Let's go a little further into this because this is interesting, right? Here we go, hedge fund performance. So you have 1, 2, 3, here's some hedge funds performances this going into the first half, 18%, 17%, 15, 13, 12, 11. You see, and this is important because you see where they piling their money at. Now you see people at the bottom, Millennium, Brave and Howard Master Fund, all of these people are negative, right? But if you look at this 5% and up, these are people that are beating the market, with the market because they're piling their money somewhere. And we see where they're piling their money at. Okay, somebody said they're not understanding. Let's make it clear. If hedge funds are taking their money off the sideline and putting it into the market, but you see the whole market ain't lighting up, you see a certain sector of the market lighting up, it shows you where hedge funds are dumping their money at. And if you go back to the last screen, it says the largest inflow of money has gone, this is the third largest inflow into tech since 2011. It's showing that they going right back to what got them here. They're going right back to Old Faithful. And Old Faithful is something that I've been saying for a long time. The market does not run if tech don't run. So this is why I never buy into the trap you beating the hedge funds, my boy. Thank you, family. I appreciate you, right? But what we got to realize is this. And I've been saying this for a long time. I never buy into when them people start saying the market is shifting out of tech, and that just means tech about to be on sale because the market don't move without tech. The market don't move without tech. So let me give you a cheat code right here. I'm about to give you a cheat code. If you're in a Patreon, you notice that 80% of our plays is gonna be tech plays. Few other plays gonna be, my Costco's that made us a lot of money, and but most of my plays gonna be technology plays. Because that's where your runners come from. And the reason why your runners gonna come from there is because that's where the market feels comfortable just dumping money. That's where they feel comfortable dumping money at. So like 80, and then I got a couple other, you're gonna see a bank play because that's the second place. And it's gonna be strategic banks. It's gonna be Goldman Sachs. It's gonna be a financial play like IBKR. It's gonna be a Visa. Last year we made a ton of money on American Express. 3,500 in the chat. Right? So strategically, 80% of my money gonna go to tech plays. And here, I'm gonna be honest with you, I can live and die with that. Because every market rally that we've seen for the market outpacing, it's been because tech has been pushing. Now I'm gonna go further with you right here. Lieutenant Casey said something in our Trappers Anonymous meeting Sunday about megatrends. Megatrend, and it was a good, man, I gotta post that in that group tomorrow too, in the Trappers Anonymous group. When you see the world shifting, understand the market is shifting that way too. Because the market is telling us where the world is going. Oh my God. Listen, y'all. Listen. the market is gonna always tell us where the world going. And here's why. Because the market gonna put money behind, well, if you wanna know where the world going, look at the market. The market told us we was going to tech the dot-com bubble. The market told us that. The market told us dot-com was the way. But what happens is when something becomes the way, then you're gonna get a lot of things that's gonna start, what you call the word here, saturating that. The market gonna blow up into a bubble, and then everything that was saturated gonna wipe out, and then only the strong gonna stand still, and that is the way we going at. If you looked at it, watch this. When the market went to oil and gas, that was the way. So railroads, oil and gas, that's what moved the market. And then you had an era where Walmart and you had these super retailers that was the way of the market. Then technology came early in it. They ain't doing the internet. What is that internet? I ain't worried about no internet. Dot-com bubble went, boom, wiped away all the BS companies. The solid ones came. That stayed for a long time. Now we in this AI. This is the next revolution. Now here's the thing about that. So many stupid companies gonna come out. Right now, watch this. I listened to this article where a guy said something that was so important, and I said, bro, I really needed to hear this. But no, look what he said. He said, it's impossible to have, this was good here. He said, it's almost impossible to have someone who is an AI master when we only in the first inning. I said, ooh. He said you can have programmers because you're gonna need people to program it, but even when they're programming it, they're still learning because it's learning so fast. I said, oh, that's good. And that let me know if we in the first or second inning of AI, bro, think of what 2040 gonna look like. But watch this. Watch how many, so here's why we know the market gonna help us. And this is why it's so important for us to get rid of the noise and say, hey, where we going at? Because that's where I'm making my money at. We right now in the world where you can say, hey, check this out. If I put some money right here, watch this. Think about investing in NVIDIA when it first came, 1999. That's where you at right now in AI. Think about investing in Amazon when it IPO'd in 1997. Think about investing in Facebook when it IPO'd 2011. That's where you at right now with this AI. You gotta find some really, really good companies, not the fluff. And watch this, a good company right now don't always mean profitable. But it also don't mean they got a slew of debt. Because Amazon wasn't profitable, but it's because he was reinvesting everything back into the company. You in a part right now where you say, bro, I see this AI is where it's gonna be at, not no fluff. Let me do the research, let me do the homework. Bro, this where I'm at. And you get you some winners, and you find some companies that are supportive to the winners on that, and you say, bro, I'm all in. And you buy and hold them, and you trade them, and you buy and hold them, and you trade them, and you buy and hold them, and you trade them, and you're gonna look back 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and be like, dog, I'm a multi-millionaire off these 10 stocks. That's the game. You don't gotta switch that up. That's where we at with AI, y'all. Think about the person, me and George talked, we laughed about this a while back. Think about the person that sees the Ford Model T coming out and they say, yo, I'm gonna just keep riding my horse. I know that was me and you, George, talking about that. We was outside. You the person with the Ford Model T just dropped. You say, I'm gonna keep riding my horse. Eventually, you ain't gonna have nowhere to park that horse, fam. Now you drove way out to rural America because they got a bunch of Ford Model Ts parked outside. That's where you at with AI. And the market gonna always tell us where to go. Because what the market gonna do is, it's gonna get behind it. Why the market gonna get behind it? Because that's what's going, whatever they marketing saying is pushing profits, is pushing this, but you're gonna have to go through some cycles with it. You're gonna have to go through the growth cycle, you're gonna have to go through the pullback where they readjust, you're gonna have to go through another growth. You're gonna have to be diligent enough to say, hey, I'm here. Somebody say, Trap, they still riding horses. They 100% are, but go in every major city and tell me where you gonna tie a horse up at. Show me where you gonna tie a horse at Lenox Mall. Show me where you gonna tie a horse up at Phipps Plaza. Yeah, go tie that horse up at Phipps Plaza. Go tie that horse up outside of Trump Tower and see what happened to you. Go see what they do when you go tie that. Go see what happened when you pull up with your yeah. This a stallion right here. This a fine horse right here. You ain't your fine horse. Go your ass. Go to Las Vegas and tie your horse up in front of the Canelo and Bud Crawford fight. See what happened. Go see what happened with your horse. Go see what happened with your horse. Yeah, I want VIP. I want VIP. What? You don't get that. What the?
Wait, they gotta valet your horse.
Clydesdale. I want VIP my Clydesdale.
They still gonna charge you 40 to valet your horse.
How much the valet? How much the valet the Clydesdale? What? You say cash out for what? The Clydesdale over there. That's me, baby. Beep, beep.
Don't scratch my horse.
Giddy up.
Then he said, you ever had a horse towed?
You fact. Come on, they got a boot on your horse. Hey, man, you got a boot on my horse for? What you doing? Yeah, you tripping, man. Yeah, they're gonna report your horse. You out of here, bro. You out of here. Man, I stole my horse. Yeah, man. So that's where we at, though, y'all. That's where we at. And so for my traders and for my buy and hold people, man, I want you to think, you don't even gotta think 20 years. I want you to think 3 to 5 years out, right? Because when you start thinking 20 years out, that'd be hard sometimes. You know, I'm gonna be real, but go, man, hey, where I see this company at in 3 years, what does my research say? What is the market telling me about this? And then when 3 years come, you reevaluate it. What did happen in these 3 years? Let me think of 3 more years. Does it deserve to be here? Yes, it does. That's where we at, family. What you about to say, Sean?
I was gonna ask a question about how do you spot those in the early stages, like Palantir, for example, or CoreWeave, I guess, in that space. They were really, really cheap stocks, right? But now they at, hundreds of dollars and stuff, and Palantir used to be like $9. Right? So why weren't people getting on those in the beginning stages and stuff like that? And how can the trappers and stuff like that get in there? Like you said, they don't always have to be profitable, but what do they have to be in order for you to get in them?
That's good. So with a company like, first of all, it got to prove itself, right? So I'm still not sold on like CoreWeave like that, right? I want to see what happens to it after the lockout happens, what happens to the price. That's why I don't be fans of IPOs like that because I be knowing what be happening for IPOs, right? The people be an IPO, they have a lockout period where nobody can't sell, and so they just drive that price up. And as soon as that lockout period over, everybody selling. Now you sitting there holding that joint. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of let it prove itself. And there's a couple stocks that I know. Zoom did it. From Zoom, I can go down the list. Beyond Meat. You know what I'm saying? We can go down a list of stocks that during that lockout period, there was Peloton. Soon as that lockout period over, now you like, damn, yeah. Man, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not saying it's gonna happen to them. I'm just saying I like to, after lockout period, then you get to see what it's gonna do. Cause big dogs run stocks up for lockout period so they can boost their money up because their money locked up for a year or whatever. So they want to be able to exit it at the highest price possible because they got it in at a cheap price before it IPO'd. Right? So they got it at a super cheap price. So you got to think about it. Let's say I get into a company, like think about somebody getting in Think about somebody having to make a $200,000 investment in Uber. Think about Jay. Make a million dollar, billion, whatever investment in Uber or Lyft before he IPO, then he exited when it was $40-something. Bro, you know how much money he made off that? Right, so that's what be happening. So you be in the companies and then you in them until once you lock out, once that lockout period, you can sell, you want that thing, you want to keep pushing that. So that's what banks be doing. They be pushing it. And after that lockout period, you just watch that thing fall. So what I want to see a company doing is, I always say I wait at least 4 to 6 quarters after a company IPO to see if I'm gonna add it to my portfolio. And what I want to see is, for me, and that profitability is not important in the moment when they like that. I need them to have a plan. So it's saying, hey, we'll be profitable based on that in this time. It can be 5 years. 5 years we'll be profitable. Cool. What are we doing to get the profitability now? Also, what is their utensil in the market? So what are you doing in the marketplace that gives you that blue ocean strategy, and you're not just trying to be Netflix? I don't want you to be Netflix. Netflix is already Netflix. Well, this company gonna be the next Amazon. If I'm gonna invest in Amazon. I don't need the next Amazon. I need something that's better than Amazon. That's gonna make Amazon question what they got going on, right? I don't want the next. So the thing about, you look at Mark Zuckerberg, like, so if TikTok, I think they trying to create an Americanized part of it that they're gonna draw. So you keep saying, all right, well, damn, bro, like, why Zuck keep going crazy? Bro, I told y'all, Zuck dropping 100 million, 200 million. He gonna snatch you from the company. Why? He not letting you take me out. I'm not letting you take me out the spot. And I know you can't compete. So now the next thing is, if you're looking at a company, who is their competitor and can their competitor acquire them? That becomes a thing too. You know what I'm saying? So there's some things that, like when you look at Palantir, like, bro, like they doing something only they can do. They don't got no competition yet. But watch this. Tesla at one point had a blue ocean strategy too. They didn't adjust. So that's what I'm saying. But here's the thing. When a company comes into the game, you have such a long run with them if they're doing the right things before they even get acquired or something like that. That's what you want to see, bro. That's what you want to see. Let's go a little further, man, because I don't want to stay there that long. Damn, my bad. All right, so that leads us into this right here. The future of investing, y'all, is here. Data infrastructure. That is now the new oil. And I don't even think it's the new oil now. I think it's just where it's at. Cloud is the king. So AWS, Snowflake, modern data warehousing, Google search, AI, cloud, NVIDIA. This is the thing. I'm dropping one product tomorrow that's going to talk about data centers, right? That's gonna be essentials. Next generation nuclear. So I know a lot of people in the Patreon love this OKLO. I'm talking about they love it. I've never got in it, but they done made a bag off it. And that's the thing about what I like about the Patreon. Like, I like to go see them make a bag without me. You know what I'm saying? I've never been like, hey, don't put your plays in here. Man, go make that bag, man. I ain't mad. And then show your people you made a bag. I love it. So they got a lot of people in the Patreon that's on that OKLO. They be going crazy with it too. NNE, for sure, I like that. But then aerospace, Rocket Labs, I saw somebody post that the other day. I was like, you on what I'm on right now. Because I like Rocket Labs. Rocket Labs is a good one. And then I still believe in fintech. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know we took a hit for a minute, but I still believe in PayPal. Now, I will say this. This is going to be a surprise to everybody. Watch what I'm about to say here. Let me stand up and say it. Robinhood is the way of the future. Robinhood is the way of the future. Robinhood is the way of the future. For this next generation of investors. So watch how I'm about to say this. So I don't mind giving clarity on what I'm about to say. the generation of people who lost money with Robinhood during the pandemic has forgiven them. And the reason why they've forgiven them is because Robinhood consistently updates the platform. Y'all know I'm hard on Robinhood, bruh, but I'm looking at it from this perspective, and I want you to hear me. There's a generation of investors that don't want to go to E-Trade. They don't want to go to Charles Schwab. They want to go on Robinhood, they want to press buy, they want to press sell, and that's all they want. They want to start their Roth IRA in Robinhood, they want to start their 401k in Robinhood, they want to get their 3% on their money APR in Robinhood, and they gonna pay the $5 or the $7 for the Robinhood Gold. I'm not saying that Robinhood is better than the other apps, but what they are doing is they are evolving while the other apps are only focusing on what I'm the big dog. They not trying to cater to the next generation. And that puts Robinhood in a blue ocean. Now, there's so many inconsistencies about Robinhood. There's so many things about Robinhood that I'm just like, bro, there's no way that people really believe in this app like this. But then I got to get out of my experienced investor mind and say, who's that generation that's coming that's gonna get on the TD Ameritrade app and be like, bro, what the hell is this? There's a generation of investors coming that's gonna say, bro, why would I get on Charles Schwab? This is hard. When they can go on Robinhood and it almost look like a game. There's almost no instructions needed. There's almost no, put your money in, press buy, you got it. Put your money in, buy or trade. Which one you want to do? You want buy? Here. You want trade? Here. And am I saying that Robinhood is better than TD Ameritrade? Am I saying that Robinhood is better than E-Trade? Charles Schwab or E-Trade? Hell no. What I'm saying is there's a generation of investors that are growing up now, and here's what they're doing. They're going to E-Trade, they're going to Robinhood to execute the play, they're going to Webull to look at the chart. Or they're going Webull to, that's it. Webull and Robinhood is gonna be the way. Now, don't get me wrong. TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Charles Schwab, bro, they ain't gonna miss no money. They ain't gonna, we locked in. Because because what happens is, as you get better and as you're gonna be like, hey, you're gonna see the inconsistencies. But the way Robinhood keep on adding, they adding something every month. But they keeping that interface user-friendly. They keeping it for a certain type of investor. And watch what I'm about to say here. There's always going to be more young people in the world than old people in the world. So they got a never-ending audience that's evolving. That's what I mean by Robinhood is the way. It's not that they are better. Sometimes you don't have to be better. You just have to be packaged better. Sometimes you don't have to be better. You just have to be packaged better. And when you go on Robinhood, it is packaged for the most essential. Somebody say, nah, Webull got it. No, they don't. I guarantee you go look at, you talking about from experience, I'm talking about if you go look at the numbers, Robinhood has more users and more money than Webull. You mistaken what I'm saying by better. I'm not saying better. I just told you. It ain't about better, it's about the package. It's about the package. Robinhood has mastered the package, man, and that's it. And again, that's it. What you got, Sean?
I was gonna ask a question about that because I started at 17 and I started with Robinhood too. It's gamified, not even gonna lie. So we have like you said, the younger generation and beginners. I think we talked about it before. There's more beginners than advanced traders.
Every time.
There's more beginners. So because there's more beginners, you have a literal bigger market. And literally, I've seen people, they get on Thinkorswim and they're like, what the heck is this?
What is this?
What is this? What is going on? I quit. Investing's
sure.
not for me, literally.
Yeah.
But they see Robinhood and it literally almost inspires them like, oh, I could do this.
It make it, that's what I'm talking about the package. It makes him feel like, oh, I can do this. The interface is so simple. You go on the app, it's buy or trade. Simple. It's simple. Then they got a button that says advanced charting. I can promise you 70% of the people that on Robinhood don't touch the advanced charting part, bro. They don't touch it. I didn't come here for nothing advanced. I came to buy, sell, trade, find somebody that's gonna touch. I got it. That's what I mean.
So what do you think they need to evolve in? Because again, like you said, if you're not growing, you're dying, right? And I'm not saying that Charles Schwab, E-Trade, and them are dying, but again, eventually, if they, let me ask this: what is Robinhood from what you've seen? Because you know you've experienced it and stuff like that. You have it, right? But what do you think they need to evolve in to the point where they can start matching or be better than Charles Schwab, E-Trade? Yeah,
they don't want to. You got to realize this. Why would I go? That's why we reading the book Blue Ocean Strategy. Why would I go in a red ocean when I got a blue ocean? Why do I got to go try to compete with people who already love advanced TD, Thinkorswim people? Why do I got to go get trade view? I don't got to go get trade view people. I don't got to go get Fidelity people. I don't need them. They can have them. We are here. If you're between 18, let me see something right quick. Watch this. Watch this. What is the average? Watch this.
One thing I know, you looking up numbers. I'm big on like knowing your audience. They know their audience down packed.
Watch this. The average user on Robinhood is between 18 and 31. Now, if we go back a little bit, I can't think of what episode it was, we talked about financial maturity and certain age levels. I can't think of what episode and how we broke it down. We talked about around this age, you normally have this amount of money. Around this age, you normally have around this amount of money. Around this age, you normally have around this amount of money. Watch this. From 18 to 31, you still not financially mature yet. I am. You don't start, and between 18 and 31, or maybe 32, you normally have there's a certain amount of money. Now, you may be exceptional here or there, but if you go look at America, per capita, you can say, what's the average financial status of American? Don't matter ethnic, which is how you say the word, I always mess this word up. Ethnicity, between 18 and 35, male or female. It'll give you a number. And then, once you pass that up, what's the next bracket? So it's like 18 to like 28 or 31, and then it's like 35 to like 45 or 50, then it's like 60 on out. Right? Those are the three levels. Robinhood know who they want. We want the people that's not experienced with money, but who, watch this, they may not have a lot of money, but they run through a lot of money. It's two different things. So this age bracket may not have a lot of money, but they touch money that go. And because they don't have the financial maturity, I am the perfect app for them. Because they not worried about how much money I'm making on a spread. They don't even know what a spread is. I'm not saying the people that do, we talking about the majority. Right? But if I go try to get the people on E-Trade, or the people that's on TradeView, or the people that's on Tasty Trade and all them, bro, they know about my spread. They won't come. Now they sending me all these support questions. Why this ain't doing this? You looking for where's my pin bar at? Where's my Fibonacci bar at? Well, I don't got none of that. This ain't for you. Go to E-Trade. Go to E-Trade. Why I can't put all-time high right here? Why can't I use the text right here? Why can't I get the hollow candles right here? Man, go to E-Trade. Go to TradeView. This ain't me. This ain't what I come for. So the people over there, you know why they don't care about the spread? Because they not saying, oh, I made $100. Oh, they knocked me out. They knocked my socks off with that spread on that option call. A limit order? What is a limit order? How do I negotiate the option down? I don't know none of that. That ain't what Robinhood for. They for somebody that probably in a tax bracket, they probably have under $30,000, I promise you. So, bro, you got a Fibonacci of it? And watch this, somebody said something, which explains why they don't have customer service. Remember I told y'all that. I said, listen, what I need customer service for over here? Send me an email. Now go mess with them people who got $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. Hey, what's up? Where my bread at? Hey, I need to talk. Once you get to a certain once you get about, hey, I need to talk to somebody. Well, we ain't got nobody to talk to. Hey, give my money. So here's what the bigger accounts do. If you want to move your money from Robinhood, they'll do it for free. If you want to move your money from Robinhood to E-Trade, if you want to move your money from Robinhood to such and such, hey, we'll do it for free. Because they know at some point on your journey, when you really take this serious, you gotta pivot. But for Robinhood, it's like, yo, cool. Watch this. I can guarantee if you looked at Robinhood metrics, they have a lifetime value of a customer. How much money am I gonna make on a certain customer in their lifespan while they here? So in maturation, between 18 to 31, if this person stayed this long, how much money? That's cool. Well, when George come in, I probably can make $300,000 off George between 18. Good, he good. So once I get my $300,000 off George, I'm on to the next one. Man, don't get me. Can I leave this one, Jose? I cooked enough right here? All right, let's go. That's the maturation phase. So why do they have to go to, they created the blue ocean strategy. The blue ocean strategy is not going fish where all the sharks at. It's creating a place where nobody is at and say, this is mine. You're not even my competitor. Now their competitor is somebody like a Webull. Okay, let's compete here, right? I'm not mad at that, but there still ain't a lot of us right here. It's me and you. What's up? What's up? And I got more users than you. So when my people leave, they don't leave me to go to you, they leave me to go to E-Trade. So I'm all right with you over there. They don't leave me to go to Webull. They leave me and go to E-Trade. They leave me and go to, so I'm all right. You good over there. I'm straight on you. And they done forgot what I did in the pandemic already. They ain't worrying about that. They made that money back already. We good. Let's go. Next slide. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. My bad. Watch this. Older Americans dominate equities held. These all you eat? Come on, man. This is a master class. Come on, Benton. I see you back there, boy. I see you back there. I see you back there, boy. Look at this. Older Americans dominate equity shares held. The U.S. equity ownership is heavily skewed toward older generation. Baby boomers now hold 54% of all U.S. corporate equities and mutual fund shares, down only slightly from 57% in 2020. By comparison, millennials own just 8% of all equities, up from minus 2% in 2020. Gen X accounts for 22%, roughly unchanged since the same period. Meanwhile, the silent generation still holds 16%, experiencing a decline from 19% from 5 years ago. In other words, 70% of all equity remains in the hands of Americans born before 1965. This is your E-Trade. This is your Charles Schwab. This is your Fidelity. This is your Vanguard. Man, stop playing with me, man. It's a master class up here, man. What we doing up here, cuz? What we doing up here, cuz? What we doing up here, cuz? What we doing? What we doing? Come on. Yo, this show is different, y'all. This show is different. Don't compare us to nobody. We do our own thing.
So that's a gap. Like
That's
I'm
a
just
big
I'm
gap.
looking at it like, okay, the millennials, they like, that's us.
That's a big gap. People, Sean got that stank face. He like, that was nasty. I'm telling you. So why do they gotta go? I don't gotta compete with them. We already know that's old money. By the time you get to a certain level, you gonna switch from here, but I done made enough money. You done gambled and lost enough money. You done tried some hype that done lost some money. You done buy and hold, because you really not here buying and holding like that. So I got my people, 18 to 31. This is where I'm at. I'ma never run out of them. I'ma never run out of 18 and 31 year olds, bro. From 18 to 31, I got you. From your check at Popeyes, from your check at McDonald's, from your check at Walmart. You're an entrepreneur that's trying to be an entrepreneur. You're gonna put your money over here too until you learn about other things. I'm where you at.
And they got trust issues. So
I got you. They don't even trust the big banks.
Right.
They don't trust the big banks. They wasn't even here for the financial crisis, and they don't trust the big banks. I ain't trusting big banks. My money gonna nah. Knowing Robin Hood just played in our face 4 years ago, locked everybody out. They ran with everybody's money. You hear me? They took the whole sell button, shut it down. Shut down. It's closed. We broke. Catch me later. You feel me? All right, man. Oh my God, world. I love y'all so much, man. I love putting this stuff together so that we can have this. Yo, we not like nobody else, yo. Let's go, man. Let's go. What we got? All right, so before we get into our 1-800-TRAPPER hotline, man, these are the top 8 ETFs with assets under management. It's important that you know that. So number 1 on the list is VOO. Now remember, this is the big dog. This is Vanguard, right? They have the 69. This is why I tell you I use VOO as my what? Savings account, y'all. Right? I haven't put no money in there probably like 3 months though. Not gonna lie. It's been about 3 months since I put some bread and I gotta lock back in. So VOO, which is owned by Vanguard at 69% on a 3-year return. Next one is SPY, 69.26, slightly under. And then you have BlackRock, who owns iShares. So Larry Fink, and I want to get into that too before we get in. I think we got a video on Larry Fink that I want to put up there. And then we have the total stock market. That's everything. VTI, which is 67%. Then you have Invesco QQQ, that is, your technology stocks at 94%. And then we have Vanguard Growth, which is similar to the QQQ, which is VUG. You see, anytime technology is involved, it's heavy, it's gonna go hard. And then you got Vanguard Developed Markets, so that are countries that are getting developed. So you think about like Singapore, stuff like that, that's developing outside of the United States. So you want to invest outside of the United States, this would be a good one for you, the Vanguard Developed Market ETF, VEA. And then you have iShares, MSCI, which is also kind of the same way as the developed market. They actually run the same way. That's BlackRock, Larry Fink. I think he's the man that run the world. Before we get into that, let's show that video. Did we get that video from on that? I sent it to Steve. Did he send it? Yep, there we go. Let's talk about this right quick. Let's go. AI, the new generational wealth. Let's go.
How big is the AI and infrastructure opportunity for BlackRock?
I think it's enormous. I mean, we made a strategic study in 2023, and this is why we did these 3 acquisitions. We did GIP. We believe infrastructure is just at the beginning of a golden age. And I'll get into that. We believe private credit will continue to grow and evolve. We did HPS.
That's HPS.
But also we believe that if you're going to be, if you believe there's going to be a melding between public and private markets, which we believe that's going to happen.
What does that mean?
Meaning portfolios are going to have both private markets and public markets. There's a possibility that the U.S. government is going to allow in the defined contributions more private markets into DC. But the foundation of that is data and analytics. So we bought Preqin, which is the smallest of the 3 deals, but it could be as impactful as any of them in terms, because I think more and more people are going to need analytics and data to justify the blending of public and private together in a portfolio. So we look at all 3 as a major component of our long-term strategy. Related to infrastructure, we believe that there's a need for trillions of dollars investing in infrastructure related to our power grids, AI, the whole digitization of an economy. We are still going to be investing in decarbonization. So all these different investments.
Well, they go together, don't they?
They all go together, plus making sure that we have adequate dispatchable energy. So all of this is all part of a plan. And we only had one target when we determined we needed to get even larger in infrastructure, and that was GIP.
So I want you to think about this right quick. Larry Fink is the guy who just was talking. So Larry Fink is worth $1.2 billion. You know he's worth a little more than that, but that's what Forbes has him as. But right now he has $12.5 trillion in assets under management right now, with another $79.6 billion in crypto assets under management. He is now the largest asset manager globally. Personally does not own any of that money. I don't know how much I believe in that, but I want you to think about that. That is the guy that owns BlackRock right there. Next under him is Vanguard. I want you to understand something. When Larry Fink says something like AI infrastructure is the future, just know you need to be there too. And it's kind of what we talked about earlier. AI. When you see companies like Vanguard, Vanguard, BlackRock, and all these other ones, Jamie Dimon. Man, I be laughing when people be mad at Jamie, because Jamie Dimon is the third or fourth biggest holder of crypto, of Bitcoin. Chase Bank been buying crypto and they were telling everybody he don't care. $12.5 trillion in assets under management. The man got his hand on every stock in the market. And right under him is Vanguard. Jack Bogle, the man that created the index fund. Whole while Jamie Dimon saying, don't buy crypto, I don't care about crypto. If you look it up, JP Morgan Chase is like the 4th biggest official owner of crypto in the game, specifically Bitcoin. So all I'm saying to us is, y'all, like, we really make this game harder than it gotta be. And the reason why I say we making the game harder than it gotta be is the big dog's gonna go where the money at every time. Every time. All right, let's go a little further, man.
What's good, Trap? What's good, Trappin family? Peace, love, and happiness to you all. I wish you great success in every area of your life. Thank you, Trap, for answering the question, taking the time to answer my question. Appreciate you, Jose, for picking me. Yoshi, calling from Opelousas, Louisiana. So my question is, how should we interpret sudden spikes in open interest and implied volatility without a clear news catalyst? Are they signs of hidden directional plays, or could they reflect broader hedging or institutional repositioning? Appreciate you again, Trap, for answering my question. Thank you again, Jose, for choosing me. Y'all stay blessed.
Again?
You didn't think you was gonna go that deep?
Nah, I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Because I remember the last question. I didn't realize he was in Opelousas, man. That ain't fault, you know what I'm saying? That's our guy, man. I didn't know that was Yoshi, man. What's good, family? Huh? Yeah, that's right there, you hear me? All right, run it back so I could just, I won't get it. I heard the volatility, but.
What's good, Trap? What's good, Trappin family? Peace, love, and happiness to you all. I wish you great success in every area of your life. Thank you, Trap, for answering the question, taking the time to answer my question. Appreciate you, Jose, for picking me. Yoshi, calling from Opelousas, Louisiana. So my question is, how should we interpret sudden spikes in open interest and implied volatility without a clear news catalyst? Are they signs of hidden directional plays, or could they reflect broader hedging or institutional repositioning? Appreciate you again, Trap, for answering my question. Thank you again, Jose, for choosing me. Y'all stay blessed.
I got you. I wanted to, because it's a 2-part question. So I just wanted to make sure I wrap my brain around it. So, yep, that's exactly how I look at it when I see it. So for me, when I do my option plays, I feel more confident when I see that open interest numbers are like big, right? When the open interest number's not as hefty as I would like, it doesn't sway me as much from it, but I'm still like, now I gotta watch it more because I wanna see it increase as the play starts to move and evolve. But if the Palo Alto play we put in today, I was talking to Sean, and one of the things I told Sean was, remember I said the November call had like a few thousand, but then the reason I went with the December calls because it had way more open interest. Remember that? And it's because it lets me know that there are more people there that are interested and are willing to take advantage of that call, or that play, whether it's a put or a call. So that open interest always tells me that the market, it gives me some assurance that the market, that the bigger investors, or there are more investors leaning toward making that play or more interested in that play. What'd you say, Sean? Make sure you can see it on there.
I was just gonna say, can you give a quick definition of open interest for the people that don't know what open interest is?
So it essentially says like there's an outstanding number of contracts available on that section of the option chains. So the more open interest you have, that tells us that number of contracts is open. So remember, for every quad winching, contracts expire. So remember, we talk about contracts expiring, so that open interest tells us that for this date, all right, let's go even a little further. In order for any play to get made in the market, there's buyers and sellers. So when you go on the option chain, that open interest tells you there's this many buyers or sellers interested in this play. That's what that tells you. And so what happens is, I like plays. Now, I've been in plays that don't have, like a lot of Netflix plays don't always have a lot of open interest in them, right? A lot of Costco plays don't always have a lot of open interest in them. But Palantir plays, NVIDIA plays, you go to that open interest, that thing might say 10,000, 50,000, you know what I'm saying? So that open interest tells us that there's people there available here for that. It's different from volume. It's way different from volume. Volume speaks about everybody that's in the stock as a whole. Or so if you go on trading, you're looking at, you see volume up or volume down. On average, there's this many people in on this candle or not on this candle. But when you go to open interest, it's saying this specific contract, here's the interest in it. I like that. I think about it like this. Is another situation. Ladies, don't get mad at me when I say this. It's like dating a girl or dating a woman. When you go out, everybody looking at her. That's open interest. What happens is you want to date the woman or your girl. I don't care if I go out with my lady and dudes looking at her. That don't make me feel insecure. It let me know I got a good contract going right here. You know? I got a good contract right here. You feel me? So that's what that is, right? So that means that there's a lot of people interested in that. And the next one says, so could it be a form of hedging? I don't know. It could be, but I wouldn't look at it as a form of hedging because it specifically deals with on a per strike price basis, if that makes sense, right? So the open interest is gonna fluctuate based on the strike price, so on the option chain. So I don't know if it's actually, if I would label it as a hedge, but it is, I would label it as where the interest is, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that's a good one, that brother. Thank you, Yoshi. I didn't know that was you, bro. Glad to put a face to that now, brother. I appreciate you. I always tell you every time you call, bro, I wish I had that calm that you had, bro. I got so much energy, bro. Like, and I'm not saying he probably get off the car and be a tad man, you a devil. You know what I'm saying? But he just got that cool, chill energy, man. So we appreciate that. Let's go, man.
Hey, what up? What up, Trap? What up, Jose? Appreciate y'all for taking my question, man. And what up to all the trappers? My question ain't that extensive today, man. I just want to know, Trap, have you ever looked into how long it takes a company to perform well again after a split? You know what I'm saying? Because I know, as we know, once a company split, it just don't perform the same. So I just want to know, have you ever kept up with the company and checked in with it and see when it started to perform well again after the split? Appreciate y'all, man. I'm coming from Tampa, Florida. Appreciate it.
Bro, you know who I thought that was immediately when he called the dude off, what's the movie on FX that everybody was watching for years, bro? The dude, Snowfall. Maybe because I just watched some snippet. I'm not saying, Yeah, like I was just watching some snippets of it, and when I was like, damn, you bought from Snowball and Patreon? The first thing came to my mind is, nah, what's up, King? I see you, brother. So, what I will say is this, man. I hate when great companies split, bro. I don't know if there's an exact science, because as we can see right now, like NVIDIA fell on us for a year. NVIDIA literally went through 1 year's worth of, I ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was running it, and then like our last 2 NVIDIA plays before like we barely got out them thing positive, you feel me? So I don't know if there's an exact science to it, brother. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I will say it always slows down a good company, man. Franklin, that's it. It always, before he was on crack too. Before he was on crack, let me say that. Because when I saw the last episode when he was cracked out, I'm not saying that, man, I'm like, he looked like the Franklin that was balling. You know what I'm saying? He looked like, I was like, damn, look like Franklin.
You probably said that. He even said it. His name Leon too. His
name Leon?
He's like, hey, my AC was broke.
Oh, man, I ain't tripping. They be acting like they ain't never been in a trap before. Shit. Man, look, you don't got to explain yourself to me, cuz. Like, and you in Tampa, I know it hot down there. I know it get hot in Tampa, you hear me? So, nah, you good. They tripping, you good. They act like they ain't never had box fans in the house before. You know, Jose ain't never had it before, but we used to Yo, the goddamn fan, what you talking? That's only me? It's only me? I always got fucked up. What you ask got from that damn fan? Anyway, but yeah, so, yeah, bro. So, well, y'all, but I knew y'all was gonna get on me, dog. Hey, it's all good, Leon, bro. Listen, you family, bro. You know how they get. It's all love. But nah, bro, I don't know if there's a science behind it. Said he was drunk, not cracked out. Listen, I never watched Snowfall. I only saw the last episode. I was like, he on crack. You know what I'm saying? I thought he started smoking crack. I've never watched it. But nah, bro, I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know if there's a science behind it, but I know I really don't like it. I really don't like it. Let's go a little further, man.
Hey trappers, happy Tuesday. My name is Gabrielle and I'm here with a question. But first, I want to give love to Trap and the entire team. Trap, you are reaching so many people, and I appreciate everything that you're doing for the community, and I hope that you continue to be blessed on your journey. Now let's get into it. So for my question, I am currently in an options play that expires on the 8th of August. The company is reporting earnings on the 4th of August, and it's presently in the money with about a 90% return. I would ideally like to stay in the play for a longer expiration, but I'd like to know, how do I do that without losing the profit that I've already gained? Is your recommendation to roll the contract forward for a longer expiration, or do I sell the contract, wait for a pullback, and then re-enter the play at a different term? If your advice is the latter, then how do you determine when is the right time to re-enter the play, and what factors do you use to guide that decision? Thanks, Jose, for taking my question. Bye, y'all.
So pretty. So pretty. I love a good warm. We ain't had a warm hug in a while.
Right. I was fine. I said, please.
We had a warm hug in a while.
Because the fellas be showing up in the Patreon.
The fellas be showing up, bro. So we needed that warm hug.
He said, I got you, Jose.
We ain't had a warm hug in a while. So thank you, Queen. You heard me? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's break this down in 2 ways. And here's the 2 ways that I would break it down. First way is, salute to you for being up 90% on your options play. Let's go. No. So a lot of people saying stop loss, stop loss, stop loss, stop loss, stop loss. I want y'all to understand this. In the options market, stop losses do not work after hours. I want you. Hey, George. Boy, that was a loud That boy George said, That boy George hit us with the So, let's say this though. So, one is stop losses do not work after hours. What that means is, if you in the options play and they miss earnings and it drops $12, you gotta eat that $12 unless it does something different when the market opens. But immediately when the market opens, it's gonna stop you out. So the stop loss does not help you after hours. So just make sure you understand that, right? Stop losses does not help you after hours. So if you in a play and after hours it fall, you gotta hope it either get back where it gotta be at in the morning or where your stop is at, because if you're done. You're done. You're done. They only work during office hours. You know what I'm saying? 9:30 to 4. 4:01, stop loss cancel. So, listen, somebody say, boy, that stop out with the market, I'm telling you them stops, bro. You gotta play them. So, next, what you need to know is, what I would say is, if you got one contract, so now because it expires August the 4th, earnings is August the 4th and it expires in August. So now you've entered that 30-day window. So now that means the theta is now on top of you. So any move it makes right now that doesn't go your way takes a bigger chunk out of your profitability, right? So a $2 move inside while that theta is on top of you takes away a bigger chunk from your profit than it was if you was 45 or 60 days out. Does that make sense? Right? Because now you inside of that 30-day window, that theta starts to speed up on you. That's what I mean by it's on top of you. Whereas if you was 45 days out, then a $2 move wouldn't take that much a chunk out of your bread, and you still have time to eat it back up. So because you inside of that 30-day window, I'm thinking, like, that's the thing. Trap, why 2 watches? This is not 2 watches. One of them is called a Whoop. One of them is an Apple Watch. This one tracks my performance on a day-to-day basis, my sleep, my rest, my steps, my calories. This one is an Apple Watch. So next, I would say this, Queen. Yep, they'd be cooking you. Andy, what's good, right? That's my window. My window is always, once I get 45 days in, it's hot in the kitchen. We gotta start watching what's going on right now. So what I would say, do is, I will be honest with you, Queen. Man, if you up 90%, Queen, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm okay with you taking profits. Right? Because you can go into earnings. All right, I got something even better for you. The company reports earnings on August the 4th. The company reports earnings for you on August the 4th. Let's say you like the company, right? This is where I gotta add that technical part to the course, bro. I gotta add it, because this would be a perfect situation right here to dial them in on what I've been looking at, right? So here's what I would do. I would sell, because I'm that close in, it'd be different if you had more than one contract, but I think she only has one contract. So because you only have one contract, I'm not mad at you selling that, taking that profit. Or I would say this. Every day between now and Friday, or closer to that earnings call, I would tell myself, if this stock gets here, I exit. Right? Almost like having a trailing stop, right? That'll kind of like help you, right? So as the stock goes up, you move up where you take profit at. You move up where it has to fall for you to cut it. Meaning like, let's say the stock is $123, you 90% in profit. If it goes to 127, then you say if it hits 124, I get out. All right, it don't hit 124. Then it goes up, let's say it goes up the next day to 130. You say, hey, if it goes to 127, I get out. So what you're doing now is you're moving up where you would, if it hits this, you'll get out the play. So now what you're doing is you're not as at risk, and you making sure you gaining with the stock. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody? Tell me if I need to go down a little slower, Sean, because I like when Sean brings in bring it down for me a little more, Trap.
I was thinking about it from maybe a staircase example. Like if your call's betting on the market going up, if you're going up the staircase, you're making money. So if you go from floor 1 to floor 5 to floor 6 to floor 7, you're making money. But as soon as you go from floor 7 to floor 6, you know, oh, I'm going downstairs, let me exit. So
you got to put dollar signs to it.
True.
Because she understands the steps. When you put dollar signs to it, it changed the definition.
Spice it up a little.
So watch this. Yeah. So let's say on the first floor, so you 90% in. So let's say this, you 90% in, you already on the 9th floor, right? At the 9th floor, the stock right now is $145. But if it goes to the 8th floor, which means it goes down, right? You are not at 90% no more. Now you're at, let's say, 85%, right? But now if it goes to the 10th floor, you now put your stop at the 9th floor, right? So if it goes to the 10th floor, which is now 150, if it goes to the 9th floor, which is back at 145, you get out of it. That's where your trailing stop would be at. If it doesn't hit 145, you say, hey, I'm still good, because if it doesn't go back to 145, that means whiteboard. Whiteboard.
I blame Jason and Fred. I said, we almost made it.
Yeah, whiteboard.
We almost made it.
Whiteboard.
Whiteboard mode. 4-hour show. We good.
Yeah, whiteboard.
4-hour show.
Whiteboard. Just so I can understand, so I can show this.
Oh, no, we good. We here now.
Whiteboard. Whiteboard. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. Huh? Oh, it just makes sense. Oh! Cam, we was giving them that smoke today, dog. We was giving them that smoke today, dog. All right, so let's go. What I look like? We locked in on me? All right, so let's look at it like this. So the queen is 90% up on her play, right? And they go to earnings on August 4th, and the play exits in August. So I'm guessing she within the 45-day window. So let's just say she's up $2,000, right? So let's say the current stock price is and I'm just throwing numbers out here so you know what I'm saying? So let's say the current stock price is 135. So here's a step. So those are steps right there. So let me move this so she can do that. So let's say she's up $2,000 on the play, and the current stock price is, we'll put up here, 135. So her stop loss can be, so let's say this is we'll say this is the 8th floor right here. Now, watch this. This is the 7th floor, but this is this is in between both floors. So this is 135, but the 7th floor becomes 130, but in between here is like 132.75, right? So if it comes to 132.75, her stop would knock her out, right? And so let's say she go down from 90% to, let's say 86%, right? But because she's inside of the 30 to 45 day, she's got the theta on top of her. No, not playing games just like that, Queen. If you went to the 7th floor and it hit 130, instead of it being like 86%, you might go to 79% now. Because you inside of that theta zone, it may go to 79%. But if you knocked it out here at the 7.5, you only took that small loss. But because you put it here, if it goes from 35 to this next floor here is 140, then in the middle right here is like 138. You say, I'm gonna move my stop from 132, I'm gonna now move my stop to 135 or 138 because now I've made money. So if it drops to 138, you put your stop here. Now you're not at 90% no more. Now you probably at 92% because you went up. Does that make sense? So every step now is 150 and then you get a half. 155, then you get that half. 160, and then you get that half. 165, and then you get that half. So you will put your stop, because you so far up, you want to do what's called tighten up your stop. Tighten up your stop. Right? So there's a difference between a tight stop and a loose trailing stop. So your loose trailing stop, if you not that close to it, and because they go to earnings on August the 4th, and because you inside the 45 days, but let's just say you was 75 days out or 60 days out. You may say, I'm 90% up, but I'm 60 days out. So if it's at 139, I might don't put my stop at 135. I'm willing to put my stop at 130 because I got time. So that's a loose stop. Now you get your stop somewhere to breathe, but because you so deep in there, I personally would go tight on your stop, or just say, I'm gonna just take some profit right here and then re-enter the play. I personally think that would be the best thing for you to do, right? We don't gotta gamble and we don't gotta be greedy. What I would say for you to do is, what I would personally say, just because you got one contract, and the one thing we don't want to do, and we done did it a couple of times, but we don't want to see a good green play that's 90% turn bad, right? So I would say, if you up 90%, especially in this kind of market, just sell the one contract, sit on the side, and if you like the play, I don't want you to be attached to it, but if you see the play now give you another opportunity, then it makes a perfect time to get back in, as long as you see the confirmation happen on a candle. So let's say you see something like this. So let's say you see a candle that look like this. I probably shouldn't even do this, but it is what it is. Let's say you see a candle look like that. That's a green candle, right? And then you see a candle maybe look like this. And then you see a candle look like this. And then you see some of these, right? And so what I would do is, this candle right here, if this stock comes down here and comes back, then that's a good re-entry. But it comes here and breaks it, then you gotta watch it, because now it has broke this structure right here, and you wanna see if it's now where the next low at. I know I'm getting into something I way shouldn't be getting into right now, but I don't even know why I just did that. But my brain just went to running, and that's what happens when you ask me these type of questions. So what happens is, I'll make it look like this to make it make sense a little bit better. So watch this. So normally you'll see something like this. This is a high. This is a low. This is a higher high. This is a low, but it's lower, it's higher. This is a high. This is a low. This is a higher high. This is a low. This is a higher high. So this is a high. I mean, this is a low, but this is a lower high. This is a higher low, I'm sorry. And then this becomes a higher low. Then this becomes a higher low. Then this becomes a higher low. Now what happens is this high is validated by this low, and this low validates this high. Now, that's low. They know what we doing. You just bring it down. No, they know what we doing. So watch this. So stocks do this. So stocks have to make higher highs and higher lows to make an uptrend. So what does that mean? That means if this is $47 and this is $50 and this is $48, this is $55, and then this is $53, and this is $60, and this is $57, and this is $65, and this is $62, and this is $70. So what that did was this created higher prices. That means each candle here got higher. And because they got higher, they created what's called a trend. But think about it as the steps that we created. Step, 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 step. Now let me ask you a question. If you're looking at these steps, you walking up, what validates this top step? The low step is what gives you the support to step on the highest step. So in order to get a higher high, you need that low because the high steps on the low so it can go up. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So the high can only be validated if it can step on a higher low to make it go up. Because, watch this, if a higher high doesn't step on a higher low, it steps on a lower low and you do what? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's why we teach y'all this. That's why we teach y'all this. That's why we teach y'all this, right? So, watch this. These lows are essential because the high needs the low to step on. There cannot be a higher high if it has no low to step on. But the low has to be higher because if the low is not higher, then if it's a lower low, then the man falls off the cliff. If he falls off the cliff, he now creates a lower low. Let me make that make sense to y'all. Watch this. Watch this. So, and here's why I said this so the queen can make sense to you. So watch this. So now for me, what I love is this right here. This becomes what's called a BOS, break of structure. So this is a structure. So watch this. Remember we talked about the middle part of the step. Boom, up, boom, up, boom, up, boom, up, boom, up, boom, up, right? That makes sense. But watch this. Even though this high needs to step on this low, watch this part right here. This part is the spine. This is the structure part. Because watch this. When you think about steps going up, you ever think about the little slat that's in the middle that makes that the step is built on? Right? You ever think about that part? The part in the middle that the step is built on, which is this right here. This is what supports the higher high. Oh, come on. Watch where we about to go here. Come on, you know we coming with the break of neck, Anthony. Go ahead on, bro. You know we coming at with that, bro. So watch this, y'all. Watch me. So watch this. So every break of structure solidifies that the high is strong. Every spine right there, Ant, you got on bad, Ant, because you're making me laugh, bro. Why would you say the break of neck? I'm trying to evolve, bro. So every part right here, this is the support for the next high. So watch me here. Even though this low causes this high, you get this low, but get this high, this right here, break of structure supports it. Why? Because now this high broke that high. Okay, watch me here. Watch me here. This is what we gonna get jazzy at right quick. So watch this. If the market does this, which it normally will do, now I want you to watch something. Somebody tell me what happened right here. What you see, Sean? What you see, Sean? So watch this. Here's what happened right here. Right here, watch this, y'all. You got a high or low right here, but you didn't create a higher high. Right here. Then you got a same low right here, you didn't get a higher high. You didn't get a higher high. Your low moved up a little bit, your low moved up here, your low moved up here. But watch this. In this case, no highs broke the high, but you did get lows. But what that means is you have now consolidation. Consolidation. The market rose, but then you got consolidation. It did not break, it did not create a new high, and it did not create a low. It stayed in the same range, even though in multiple ways. You are waiting for some type of confirmation to happen, which is you either need another high to happen, or, watch this, this is our low right here. Or you need to break that. Now watch this. Once you break this is what they hear me talk about in the Patreon all the time. Once you break this, you have now broken the structure because you've broken this low. The next candle after here is important because you need to either, watch this, once you break a structure, the market will bounce back. You can always expect an impulse moves after it break, but then following that, you're gonna come down here. What happened here? You created a lower high. You created a lower high. Somebody said it. You switched the structure, it went internal, and then once it broke, there you, come on. And that's it. So for the queen, what I would do is, and why I'm telling you is, if your stock does not break a structure, you wait for a pullback off an uptrend and you get right back into it because it's still telling you that we are going up. Even if it does this, you sit on the side and you wait for either break the high or break the low and then confirm it. There we go. All right, I'm good. I'm gone. I'm out of there. I'm out of there. Get me 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 out of there. All All right, Jose, we gotta end the show. Aye. So, we got more calls? One more. All right, let's see something right quick, though, before we get into that. My bad, y'all. How y'all? Look, people saying diamonds, man. Stop playing. People saying diamonds. Gotta let me teach, y'all. Gotta let me teach. Swing that for me. All right, we gonna go, y'all. We got one more call. How we feel about that? Let's go. Oh, Queen. So I hope the queen is in the chat. I hope she truly understands. Anthony Gray, bro, you almost threw me off, bro, with the breaking neck, bro. You got You know I was gonna go to it, bro. You feel me? Come on, man. We go there. All right, we got one more call. Let's get the last call in, bro. We gonna dip out.
Trap, what's going on, fam? What's going on, King? The Trap family, Jose, L Boogie, everybody over there, you know what I mean, that's keeping the operations flowing and keeping the lights on, man. I appreciate y'all for what y'all do. My question is around you, Wall Street Trapper, and the Wall Street Trapper brand, right? So I've been doing a lot of reading and research on branding and building a business's identity. And I was wondering when it was that it hit you, that you had the epiphany, like, oh shoot, like I'm a brand, like what Jay-Z said, I'm not a business man, I'm a business man, right? So when did it hit you that you're a brand and things that you do, how you choose to interact with your base, how you choose, what content you choose to put out, all that stuff is a reflection of your brand, right? And as you continue to grow and, towards this 100 milli milestone, right, this journey to freedom, how do you stay true to that authentic self, right? Because the brand was founded on you being your true authentic self, right? You just happen to be getting it. You was getting out the mud, now you're getting it on, you're getting it on Wall Street. So how do you stay true to yourself while continuing to grow and elevate, right, your game, right, to continue to progress towards that milestone? And the bonus question, are there times when you have, when you feel like you lose yourself in that brand, like that Wall Street Trapper, the person, and Wall Street Trapper, the brand, become so interconnected, so one, that you have to kind of disconnect to reconnect with yourself? That's what I got. Again, keep singing your praises. Love what you're doing for the community, your cultural brand. So the culture loves you, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to all of y'all. Love.
Man, I appreciate it. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Every time you call, bro, I appreciate, like, what's your energy. I appreciate your insight, and you challenge me every time you call. So I appreciate that for sure. Jose, why you gotta turn everything into...
Yo, every time he show up, I be like, I ain't even sure. I was like, hey, he cooking. I was like, oh,
nah, that was good. Shout out to Jose, shout out to the team for that. That was good. Hey, Nat. So, how do I stay authentic to myself, and do I sometimes get lost in both? I'm gonna say this, bro, and this is real talk. Wall Street Trapper is who I am. So I'm never like, and I know you don't mean it that way, like I'm performing, but like it is who I am at all times. What I will say is there are moments in my journey where I gotta say, maybe we need to go in this meeting with a different tone. Maybe the evolution of trap needs to, so, and I'll tell you something, that's where the suits came from. It was, all right, bro, we gotta evolve a little bit more. Like, we can't do we gotta wear the hoodies and that's cool, but we can't sometimes we gotta be willing to switch up a little bit. You know, if you wanna go here, you still be authentic to who you are, but sometimes you gotta be willing to switch it up a little bit. But I'll tell you how dope it is, and I'm gonna tell you when I really, really, really knew I was good, when I was able to do good soil and still speak the way that I speak, and Bishop was like, I like that. And he told me something one day. He said, you have such, and John Hope Bryant told me this. He said, you have such an authentic voice. Don't ever change it, but don't be afraid to evolve from it. Evolve with it. And it was just saying, like, your voice is for the people who truly need to hear it. When they see you, they understand you. You speak their language. They know your mannerisms. They know you not lying. Be true to that. You never have to change that. You never have to conform from that. But be willing to be willing to go in another room, being authentically yourself, but also be able to speak the language in another room too. And that meant so much to me. That meant so much to me. And when you get somebody like a John Hope Bryant that tells me, hey, whatever room you go in, use my name. And Jose was with me when he said it. He said, whenever you go in a room, use my name. Use it like a credit card. Sling it around. It's going to move some furniture for you. Remember you told me that, Jose? At Good Soil this last time. He told me from a distance. He said, hey, listen to me. When you go in them rooms, use my name. It's going to move some furniture for you. Use it like a credit card. And that was powerful for me. And so I think the biggest thing for me to balance now is I'm always asking God, like, how do I stay trapped and still be cool with talking to people about you and still, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's probably the battle I'm in right now. But I'm good, bruh. I'm not gonna lie, because I think AB asked me this today in a group. He said, Trap, how you feeling today, bro? Alex, right now, he said, man, I was in a hospital bed and I heard you, Trap. So it's stuff like that make me say, like, nah, I don't care. We go get the 100 million, we get the 200 million. Like, I'm gonna keep evolving, I'm gonna keep getting knowledge, but I'm gonna always be Trapped because I understand what this represents. I'm gonna never change my name. I'm gonna never change my name from, I'm Wall Street Travel. What we call you? Wall Street Travel, what you call me? You know what I'm saying? You call me Wall Street Travel. That's what that's what you should call me. You know what I'm saying? Because I want us to evolve, but I want us to know that we can still do it our way. We don't gotta conform. We can transform, but we don't gotta conform. There's an authentic version of you, and that's the keys to freedom. I think that my superpower is my authenticity. I think my superpower is my transparency. I think my superpower is saying, yo, I lost this much money. I made this much money. Y'all can do it too. I think my superpower is doing a freaking stock market in the streets in 8 different hoods. And I think that is our superpower. Or one of our core values is authenticity is our voice, right? And that authenticity is being uniquely who we are. That's our blue ocean strategy. Our blue ocean strategy is going in the hood and I remember we went to Baltimore and the security we got, not Zoe, but the other security, he was pissed off at us, pissed off at me because the dude in Baltimore said, hey, Trap, and he upped his pistol. He said, hey, Trap, you in the hood, bro. You don't never need no security, dog. You good here, dog. And the security like, hey, bro, I started walking to him. Security like, bro, what you doing? I say, nigga, he got the pistol. Nigga, we walk to him. We don't walk away from him. What you doing? You're tripping. You know what I'm saying? Evidently, you don't understand what's going on right here. Your recognition ain't on point. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's and dude he wasn't even on no, he was like, bro, I want you to know, Trap, like, you good right here. So what that lets you know is, bro, they know we was coming and he already got whatever was, cause we was in the hood, they was trapping around the corner. You feel me? Bro was like, bro, you good, bro. I'm letting you know. Like, even if you came without security, Trap, like, you good. Now, I'm not saying I'm gonna ever do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But it was just saying, bro, like, your voices would resonate with me, dog. You know what I'm saying? My DM is full of street dudes like, bro, I'm trying to come out. What's up? I got this, I got that. That's our authenticity. And I'm not saying, and that's why I don't compare. That's why I tell everybody, bro, I'm not trying to compare myself to nobody else. I don't gotta be the best options trader in the world. Long as I can make my people money, long as I'm keep grinding, long as we keep working, long as we keep developing, guess what? We know for a fact who we gonna save. Look, you said right there, bro, when you came to Chicago, for a fact you was in the hood, bro. In the trenches. Everywhere we went at. And we, in New York, we was in the crack is whack park. That was the park. Crack is whack. So so for me, family, that's my superpower. And it's just me evolving in it, brother. So, man, I just want to tell you, brother, thank you for this call tonight. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you every time you call. That mean a lot to us, bro. When we went to New Orleans, they didn't know where they was at. I took them to,
Bro, you told us after we there.
I had them in the Magnolia.
We in the hood, then he tell us like, hey, bro.
I had them in the Magnolia in New Orleans.
Like, y'all getting out right now? You know, I'm gonna just chill right here in the truck.
On LaSalle in Washington.
I'm all right.
I had them in the hood when we went to New
Orleans. Dudes on the porch come up to the car like,
we
what
on
they doing,
LaSalle
bro?
and Washington. They like, bro, what? I'm like, yo, this what we doing.
They had nothing on us.
You feel me?
I might have had a knife.
Because I understand that's where my love at. I understand that when we was in the trenches, when I was in the trenches, ain't nobody can't talk to me. No councilman, no president, no governor. When the football players came, they went to Metairie. They went to Chalmette. They wasn't coming uptown, they wasn't going downtown. And so for me, while everybody want to help, they going on the outskirts. And I'm not mad at that. But I know when they see me, I still smell like them. I still look like them. I still talk like them. I can relate to my dog sitting in the car, hot. I done trapped out of many of them. I done slept in many of them. So for me, man, that's what Wall Street looks like, us now look like. And we gonna end the show on that tonight, man. I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Man, I hope tonight even show how much this show mean to us, how much y'all mean to us, bro. Like, I truly want y'all to know that, like, we may not get all the views that everybody get yet. But I promise you, you ain't gonna find nobody more consistent. You ain't gonna find nobody that's willing to give y'all more. I'm talking about willing to put our heart on the table. And that's from everybody in here. And I just want y'all to know, man, I appreciate when y'all share our stuff every week, bro. Like, our goal is to get to 5,000-6,000 people per show. We hit it a couple times. Let's make it consistent, y'all. So I'm gonna ask y'all to do me one favor, man. Share out the content as much as possible. Make sure you turn the likes on. Make sure you turn the notification buttons on. Make sure you are following the Wall Street Trapper page. Make sure you are on the Instagram, subscribe, because we just want to get out as much content as, I'm talking about, we about to ramp it up, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure if you want Apple, hit us up, you know, when Jose dropping, when you on Spotify, when you on Google Play, make sure you just turning them up, y'all. Like, cause we coming, and we can't do it without y'all. We appreciate y'all for sharing it, liking it, and commenting. We love y'all, we appreciate y'all, man. We out.